So, all right, if we're going, so do you consider yourself the captain of this vessel?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay. So
what do you mean?
I'm just, I need to know who runs the show.
Oh yeah, but I'll let you take the wheel if you want to.
I mean,
if you want to go.
All I need to know is if this thing topples, what's the plan of egress, Skipper?
Oh, we got life jackets right here.
Oh,
you can put them on if that makes you more comfortable.
I would put one on, but like it's a nice day and there might be some babes out here.
Oh yeah.
And that's not a. It's like, dude, do you ever smoke those little vapes?
No, I hit a vape one time.
Dude, so I went through this little phase where I got addicted to those little things.
Yeah.
And like, do you mess with nicotine at all?
I don't even mess with anything that much.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what people say, but is it?
What? That it's good?
Yeah.
Probably. I think your body is good without nicotine. I know, like,
yeah, but is life that much fun? Isn't life a little more fun when you get a little risky?
I wouldn't say a Zyn pouch is risky.
I know. I was just talking in the.
Oh, well, in general, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably what crackheads tell themselves. Like, dude, what else would I be doing? Working the cubes right now? If you got a full pallet of teeth,
yeah,
are you really living? That's a question, dude. That's a real question. And I knocked my 2 front teeth out in high school. And my senior picture, I took, so it was like dentures.
Yeah.
And I actually had a mullet at the time.
Oh,
so
wow.
I took the dentures out for the picture. And my mom cried. So I had to put them back in and keep doing that. It was sad. It was my dad's idea.
Dude.
But back to the captaining real quick. If this thing were to fall over, we just swim ashore?
I mean,
what are the odds? Has it happened?
Well, I've done probably close to 10 of these now, and it hasn't happened. There's been some close calls on camera. I've gotten some water in the boat before. That was scary.
Yeah.
And that was...
We got technology and like electricity in here.
The hardest part, I'll say, is getting in and out. So like once we're on here, I think we're good, unless you just like really...
These are steady seas today.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that was another time. One time it was really windy out here, so I'm really just aiming to get the good conditions.
Okay.
And
you passed the test then. I just wanted to make sure that you had, complete control of this operation, and you do, Nico.
Oh, I'm going down with the vessel if it...
Oh, as a good captain should.
Yeah.
Really. And there's not enough of that. There's not enough of people just taking accountability.
Right.
And like, I don't want to get... I almost got political there for a second.
Okay.
I don't want to do that, but...
Let it fly, dude. We can always clip it.
If there's a hole in this and you went down,
yeah.
I would make sure that every person I met for the rest of my life knew that story, knew the real Nico Jordan, because that's important. Like, I watched a World War II movie, Midway. Have you seen it?
No. Is that with Tom Hanks?
No, but it's funny you mention that, because if you didn't pass the captain test, I was gonna make like a
Captain Phillips.
Yeah, I was gonna make a Captain Phillips, because I have Somalian pirate energy, I've been told, and I wouldn't hesitate.
Oh, shit.
Have you seen that movie?
Those are the types of people I shouldn't let on this canoe. You're the ones I should be worried
There
about.
was no vetting process. You asked me no questions, no waiver, nothing. You just let me. I could overtake this right now. We can end up in Toledo.
Dude, I'm the biggest wimp when it comes to that. All you got it. Like, if anybody tried to steal okay,
just take it.
Just take it as a loss.
Have you seen Captain Phillips?
I've seen parts of it, but I feel like you only need to see like 2 minutes to feel like you've seen the whole movie.
Right. But don't you feel like if you were there, you could stop it?
I could stop it. Oh yeah,
because dude, they're on this big ship, and this little skiff boat full of 3 Somalians took it over, and they just climbed up the ladder. It's like, dude, if I was there,
that's pathetic. Because
you need 2 hands on the ladder. I feel like if you just tickle them under the arm, they're dropping.
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to hurt them.
Yeah, and you get to have a movie made about you because you got your ship. That's what's always weird.
I bet. You know what would be a good movie is like an inspirational story for Somalian pirates, where it's like a young Somalian grew up. People told him he didn't have the audacity or the courage or tenacity to be a pirate, so he had to like build his own little skiff.
I like that.
Yeah. You're from California. Did you surf?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like
when I
Ventura?
went to UC Santa Barbara, so I surfed there. Yeah.
Nice. What was it like for you going to Santa Barbara? Because for anyone that doesn't know, that's like a huge party school, right? That's primary. I think people apply to Santa Barbara thinking of partying before anything educational, right?
Yeah, probably. If they're aware of it, yeah. I think people who would have wanted to go to Santa Barbara for the reasons it's known for would probably be pissed that I went there and did not take full advantage in the way that they did.
You never lived in like IV or anything?
I did live in IV, but everyone lives in IV pretty much.
Yes.
But
DP?
I didn't live on DP.
That's
no.
the party street, right?
Yeah, that's too much for me. I don't like people enough to be around them.
Crowds.
It's just.
So you never did like the Flowtopia or the Halloween stuff?
Flowtopia didn't. It was
died
canceled by the time and then it became Deltopia.
Yep.
And then even for Deltopia, they tried to crack down on that pretty well. So I was never in the heyday of partying. And as the partying went down, it became more of like an academic school in a way, and it's kind of, but it's still a big party school.
Yeah. I wonder if people like, I didn't go to college. Yeah. I wonder if people later in life like think, just regret not regret the partying, but think it's like that wasn't it. I could have been doing better. I could have been doing something else, like because. Yeah. Like I always look at it. So I was in the military, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember when I first knew that I wasn't going to college, I felt like I was really missing out on something. Like, all this partying, because I was seeing all my friends like in Chico and all these other big party schools. And I'm like, dude, what am I going to do? But then a year later, I'm on the beaches of the Philippines,
wow,
drinking beer and having the time of my life. And the next day I'm waking up in Guam. The next day I'm waking up in Japan. And I'm like, dude, I kind of feel like I win. And I'm getting paid and all these kids are going to be broke. Yeah. And I think today, now, like, God, this is a boring topic. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. But I got something to say about it.
I think now college is becoming a little more obsolete. I don't think it's getting pushed on kids as much, especially like in business. Like this right here is a business. Like what you're doing is a business, because eventually I'd assume the goal is to get sponsorships and monetize this, which is a business and could be a living. I mean, how many people do we know, comedians, stuff like that podcast for a living? Like, we've completely streamlined. Like, you don't need to be the guy that's seen and picked up by a news network and be in front of a TV and fed a script. You can get on a canoe or just go to your room, turn on a mic and just riff with nobody telling you what to say, nobody stopping you.
Right.
So I feel like, what did you get a degree in?
Yeah, economics.
Economics.
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea what that even means.
Me neither.
Not to take away from it or anything. I wouldn't even know.
No, take everything.
Well, what do you do? But you're a teacher.
I'm a substitute teacher.
Okay.
Which you can do with actually here in Texas, you can do it out of high school, I believe.
Really?
But you get paid a little bit more if you have certain qualifications and degree and stuff.
Okay.
But No. I got a degree for economics, and I thought I was going to go and, I was in college thinking maybe I'll be an accountant or something like that. And as it got towards the end, I was going to drop out actually. And I was like, and I had 1 year left. My parents were like, dude, just finish, then you can do whatever.
Okay.
So I just finished, and I guess I'm glad in hindsight that I did.
All 4 years at Santa Barbara?
2. I transferred from COC.
Okay. And I did a semester, so I lied. I did do one semester of college, of which I dropped out of. Couldn't handle the heat.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move. Dude, I don't know. What you get out of college is not in the classroom, I don't think.
I just remember...
Which is what you're paying for, which is a ripoff.
I feel like it's a false reality where kids go off to college and think, I'm an adult now. This is what life is. This is the real world. When in reality, I would assume most college parents are giving their kids money. Yeah. And then it's just like summer camp. Like you have like what's a DA stand for in the dorms? Advisor, right? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
So you have someone looking over you.
We call them RAs, I think.
RAs. Advisors. So you have someone looking over you there.
Residential advisors.
You have teachers that are guiding you, like, whereas like, so when I just got out of the military, like, there's none of that. Yeah. I'm in the real world now, and like, I'm 27 years old. Yeah. Can't go back to my parents. I can. My dad keeps trying to get me to go back, man.
Really?
And
that's sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet because I know he misses me, but it's like also like, don't you think you kind of failed as a parent if you like, I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah, there's some of that. Yeah, I think it comes from generations. Maybe he didn't get that from his parents or something like that, and so he wants to.
He's old too.
Oh, he's old.
Super old. 74.
Yeah, dude. Parenting is a weird thing because it's like. A lot of the...
Do you have a kid?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
I was gonna say, dude, my kid, I just give him $1, tell him to throw some dirt on his wounds, and send him back out there.
Yeah, dude. I mean, with my first kid, you know, we tried our best.
Yeah, dude,
The third.
you seem a little fatherly too.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I feel like you'd have good advice for a kid. What would you tell 16-year-old you? You're 23?
24.
24. What would you tell 16-year-old you, knowing
Thanks
what
for
you
the
know
compliment. Thank you.
now? Yeah.
I take care of myself.
Yeah, dude, you're aging nicely. I can tell you that. What would you tell your 16-year-old self? Like, just advice.
I would tell my 16-year-old self, just
It's a tough question, huh?
the biggest thing, and it doesn't sound like much, but I would just say whatever you like to do, just put as much energy into that as possible, and stop trying to please other people.
You know what's funny is that's great advice, and I tell myself that, but it's really hard.
It's still hard to do it.
Because when you're, and like, we're young,
Yeah.
filled with ambition,
Yeah.
and it feels like the world, like, I'm in a brand new city now. There's so many opportunities, and it's so hard to do that.
Yeah.
Do you listen to, like, David Goggins?
I've heard him on Joe Rogan before,
Right.
but I don't
So,
listen to too much.
It's intense. He's intense. And
Yeah.
it's like, but his advice is like, if you want to be the best at everything, you got to make enemies. Everyone's got to hate you. They're not going to understand you. You got to put all your time into this. And like, that is definitely how you reach success in like one aspect.
Yeah, that's a way to do it.
But like, how much of the rest of your life is just being put on the sideline? Like, it's just being neglected because of that, is what I wonder. Because I think the goal for me is just to try to be balanced.
Yeah.
Find things that make you happy, do it. Find things that are productive so you're giving back to society and helping people. You know, you need a job, unfortunately. That's probably the worst part of being a human, you know, is you have to work. Is the way that we've created our society, I feel like.
Yeah. But can it be good in a sense that you have to like overcome that and you got to put some time just to make money just so you can pursue other things? Will that make you stronger? Like I was just thinking about the other day about, you know, seeing somebody working at a drive-through or working at a, you know, Pizza Hut or something. Like, I feel like that's good for you as a foundation, more so than going to college and not working for shit and just having fun in the beginning. Like, that's what life would be if there was no need to work for things. You got to sacrifice is good for people. It makes you a better person in a way.
And also, I think with the Goggins approach, like, we're generalizing humans, you know, because for the example you just gave, like, there are people that are completely fine with working at Papa John's for the rest of their life. As long as they have a home to go back to, some Netflix to watch, a dog to walk, a girlfriend, boyfriend maybe, they're fine. But other people, you know, are stuck in that position. They didn't take advantage of opportunities. They didn't hustle hard enough. They didn't try, no work ethic, whatever, and they're stuck there and they hate it.
Yeah.
So, like, it's, I don't know, man.
It's all perspective. It's all what you started out with.
Exactly.
Like, I think about a lot when I get down on myself and I'm like, oh, I'm not shit. Look at me. I'm not doing, like, I'm not making a ton of money. I'm unsuccessful compared to what the degree I got and stuff. But I try to, like, what if I had just gotten out of rehab or something? Or what if I was I try to put myself mentally, and not that those people, but like, it's all, you know, if I was raised without any money and grew up dirt poor or something, or I'm a recovering alcoholic or something, people would be happy. They would be ecstatic that I'm just even alive or that I'm doing something well.
You referenced recovering alcoholic and rehab.
Yeah.
Are you signaling something? Are you good?
Oh yeah, I never had a problem with any of that.
Just making sure, man. Just making
No,
sure.
but that's what I'm saying.
Signs, man.
So
Can I tell you something?
What?
Because the sun's coming out.
Yeah.
There's a possibility I'm gonna get very, very red.
Yeah.
Don't get frightened. Oh,
do you
I got
have
sunscreen on, dude.
Oh, okay.
I'm a pro here. Just don't get frightened. Don't stop the podcast for any reason. Even if it looks like I'm about to fall out, let me fall out. That's great content.
Did you get fried in the military?
Sunburned?
Yeah.
I do. On a partly cloudy 75 and sunny day with a low UV index, I'm getting wrecked.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, but the thing is, if I weather through the summer, a nice base cocoa bronze is waiting for me at the end. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. Dude.
Come October, dude, I'm gonna be looking summer ready, and that's just the way it is. That's what I've come to accept.
Yeah.
Do you get like a nice olive? You look like you.
Yeah, I can get.
Are you one of them Italians?
No, I'm not. I'm not Italian.
Okay.
But I do. People keep asking me if I'm Italian.
Well, you have a nice complexion. You know?
Thank you. I think it's
Also, I could see you just taking down some ZD right now too. Also,
dude, I could take down some ZD.
yeah.
Maybe I gotta bring that I gotta bring a food element to this, like
dude,
canoe and ZD.
If I'm ever welcomed back, I'll bring a nice lasagna or something, and we'll share it.
Yeah, canoodling.
Canoodling.
And we have some kind of noodles or podcast.
Just making sure that you didn't say that too loud, so no one stole that idea, because that's genius.
Yeah.
Canoodling.
Dude, you know, I was scared of that with this podcast for a while, that someone was
got
gonna
open
steal
eyes
it
out here,
before
yeah.
I did it. But who cares?
I think it's nice because I find nature to be very influencing.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, this is a peaceful conversation. If we were inside, maybe a dark room, the AC was blasting too hard, perhaps I'd be a little more aggressive.
Oh, it'd get dark quick.
You know? It'd get dark quick. But
I don't think it would last long.
Here, I just want to talk about, like, theories of life and animals. Do you ever get inspired by animals?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Dude, I got this squirrel who lives
wow.
on my whouse.
Okay.
Or near where I live.
He's local?
Yeah, I mean, at first I was just like, oh, this is a chone squirrel. But now, like, every day, it's so cool. He like, lays out on this wall right by my house, like, full spread, like... and if you see him from behind, you can see his little nuts from behind.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, that's an elder squirrel. Because he's earned that, you know? He's earned like, every other squirrel's hustling for that nut, man. I have a little bit on YouTube about squirrels, how I just think they're underappreciated. Like, you ever see a squirrel jump from one tree to another with like a 60-foot free fall?
Oh, it's awesome.
Just to harvest an acorn that he doesn't even know is there. I mean, that's courage. And we're not pushing that out to the youth. You know, we're just not, I feel like there's too much of an academic focus when I feel like so many kids would learn a lot from a camping trip.
Do squirrels get credit for inventing parkour? I feel like they invented parkour.
You're really onto something there. That's fucking genius. I think parkour isn't for, like, rural environments, though. Not that this is rural, but, like, I feel like parkour is like the squirrels in the streets of, like, New York.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, up
those
fire
guys.
escapes and probably entering people's houses. And I don't know, man. Would you ever live in New York City?
New York City. I would. I mean,
what's the caveat?
It's getting more and more unappealing to me as time goes on.
Do you think that's COVID stuff?
COVID stuff is definitely part of it. And the older I get, the more... It's funny because when I was a kid, I was like, why do I live in Santa Cruz? Like, I was like mad at my parents. Why do you live out here? There's no shit. Live in the city where stuff is happening.
Dude,
and the older I get, I'm like,
it's funny you say that because so we're from the same place.
Yeah.
And we found that out after we met each other, both from Valencia.
It's beautiful.
And growing up there, I feel like everybody was so eager to get out because it's like, I don't want to live here. Where, dude, we had an amusement park. We're 25 minutes from the beach. Yeah. We're 25 minutes from Dodger Stadium. As the crow flies, it's like 15 minutes from downtown L.A. And outside of all that hustle and bustle, we're in this little cove, this little paradise valley where, dude, I went back recently and me and my buddy just rode our penny boards through the Paseos, which I'm sure no one knows what that is. How would you describe the Paseos?
It's just a bike path
just
around
little
town.
walkways, right?
Yeah.
And we just drove, and I realized, like, dude, if I was in Austin right now at this hour, I would have people coming up to me asking me for money. There'd be just a bunch of, like, there'd be so many people out in the streets. You'd have to watch your back. We're in Valencia. There's none of that riffraff.
Yeah.
And you just realize, like, your parents really, like, we moved. So I was born in Connecticut.
Okay.
And we moved to California in 99 when I was, like, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because my dad got, like, I don't know if it was a promotion or a job offer in L.A. But, like, thank God we didn't live in, like, L.A., you know? Like, they thought about Valencia. Like, we can keep the kids away from all this stuff. They can grow up in this safe little haven. It's hindsight, just really, like you said. I mean, it's just such a good place to grow up, man. I don't know. I got a nice little droplet of sweat creeping down the calf.
Do you want to try to get in some shade or something?
We can, dude. I'm kind of like, it's up to you. Like, again, you're the captain.
You're kind of liking what?
Kind of liking the sun.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like
no, I didn't need to say that. Looking back on it, I shouldn't have said that.
No,
dude. Look, I've made you uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
You haven't, dude.
No, we're good.
I'm kind of heating up out here too. It was a little cloudy earlier. That was nice, but
dude, you point out a move and I'll execute.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you're. I mean, you're the best co-captain I've had so far.
I almost brought a chart. I almost printed out a chart of these waterways. I figured I didn't want to insult you. I figure you're experienced and you know what you're doing out here. So.
No, I do not.
Have you thought of, I think the canoe is very sophisticated because I bet somebody's attempted a paddleboard podcast and it went horribly wrong.
Oh yeah.
You know, imagine both of us on a. Would you be in the front or the back? You think?
Of the paddleboard?
Yeah.
So do you think we're going the same way together?
We're on the paddleboard, one paddleboard.
Yeah.
I think for weight distribution purposes, you might have to be in the front. And
Yeah.
I mean no insult by that.
No,
It's just
no.
I'm a dense guy.
Yeah.
You know.
You're used to be bigger, right?
Fat is the word.
Fat.
But yeah. I've come a long way. And I credit depression. Like I'm just kidding.
For losing weight.
Yeah.
Depression can go either way. You can gain or
Dude,
lose weight. Is that right?
I'm not depressed,
Okay.
but I will
We're
tell
all
you
a little bit, right?
maybe it's there.
Yeah.
The option to be depressed is there for everybody.
Everyone has different, I feel like, definitions of what depression is.
Yeah, I mean, there's a clinical depression, and then there's I don't want to get a good, hardworking job because it seems like too much type of depression. And I don't mean
I have that one.
The only reason why I say that is because I feel like, and I totally believe in like the mental health stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that we're entering a space where it's becoming like almost like a cop out, and I feel like that's not a popular opinion. But it's just has it developed more over time, or has it always been there and we're just becoming more sensitive?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think naturally, as anything in life becomes more accepted, there's going to be people who take the opportunity into that and see it as an advantage, or they see it as something that they want to fit into. You know?
think that's how like racism started? Like one dude dropped an N-bomb and he was kind of waiting to see how like the crowd was going to react, and they're all like, "Yeah, you're right." And they just kind of rallied behind him. They're like, "You know what would be even cooler is if we put sheets over ourselves and wore masks and said this." And then it started a revolution.
And then they got out of control with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think right now. Do you think racism is a natural inherent feeling that people have to get over, or because I
No.
hear about like
I don't think so.
no, you think
I think
you're
it's
taught it.
learned. Yeah.
But what about like not even the racism of it, but like yeah, maybe the hatred. That's that. But because there is some sort of acknowledgement of like that's something different. And do you naturally hate something different, or you're curious about it, or what happens? What do animals do when they come across
I
a
was
new
just
animal?
about to say that.
Yeah.
I have a dog, black lab. He knows it. He knows the color of his fur, and we lift him up. You know, we let him know it's okay that he's a black lab, and he interacts with other dogs just fine. Doesn't care the color of their skin. He's not off just playing with the black labs. He's playing with the yellow labs too.
That's right.
I do know, and I recognize there's a little bit of a difference between the human brain and the dog brain. I'm jealous of the dog brain.
Yeah.
You know, just simplistic bliss, man. It's
Yeah.
kind of what we're all chasing.
Yeah.
Where you could wake up one morning, not be stressed, not have to worry about everything that's due, not have to worry about your deadlines, your bills, none of that stuff. You just wake up, come out to the river, you know, record a little podcast, go home, maybe eat some applesauce, whatever you do,
Yeah.
and go on with your day. But it's just not like that yet.
Not to, and we don't have to talk about this if you want, but did you feel any of that when you were in the military? Of you didn't have so much like you knew what to do. Was there some comfort in that? We don't have to talk about it. If you
No,
don't
we
want.
can talk. Yeah, we can totally talk about it. I'm just we'll restate the question.
Well, you were telling me about. You were saying how your dog, you know, was just kind of not thinking about bills and not thinking about all this craziness in life. And I would imagine in the military, is some of that structure nice that you don't have to.
Absolutely.
You're not thinking about.
Yeah.
You know,
The biggest
random shit.
shock from getting out of the military, from being in it, is that now no one tells me where I have to be, when I have to be there. No one tells me what I have to do, how I like, you know, what uniform I have to wear, where we're going. No one's telling me that anymore. So like, that was great. That was great. Now that does kind of like hinder. It makes a bit of a hindrance for when you transfer back into the civilian sector, but
Because it's not real life.
It's not. It's not. That's another. See, and I was talking about that earlier with college. Military has a bit of that too. You just have the risk of getting shot at, you know. But yeah,
Getting shot is real life.
That's real. That's real life.
That's real.
That's real life. I mean, there's no takesy backsies when you pull that trigger, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, it is really steaming up.
Yeah.
Is that what you're? Are you seeking refuge?
Yeah, I was spinning you around to get it on your back. Let's Let's see if we can go over towards that wall and check it out. Because I'm also worried. I've had before. This only happened once, and it was like at the start of summer. These cameras like overheated and shut off, and this is starting to feel like.
By the way, that dude that you had on 2 episodes, Guy Brown.
Yeah.
Riot. Absolute riot. That guy, dude. He's such a. I told him this. I saw him after I listened to the episode. I saw him, and I said, "Dude, you didn't need to tell us that you're from Wisconsin." The most Wisconsin guy.
That's
I mean,
hilarious.
if you just close your eyes and think of a Green Bay Packers fan, it's Guy Brown.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's funny. Yeah, that he does the joke that he looks like Aaron Rodgers or whatever.
He does.
And it's hilarious because But Aaron Rodgers isn't from.
And he was just like ripping a claw too. I like that. That was a nice.
He ripped 2 of those.
He ripped 2 claws.
2 tall boy.
And he was
claws.
just yelling at people to unravel their tops.
Yeah, I did. I even clipped some of it out. It was nonstop.
Really? Did he
But
get anybody? No. That's too bad. You would think in a city like Austin there'd be some people that'd be down.
I think coming from the canoe to like a real, wakeboarding boat, it's like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to get that respect.
Yeah. Now, if you rode up on someone on a jet ski and said,
Yeah.
let's see something, I bet you can get something there. But a canoe, I mean.
Yeah. Well, here in Austin, people like to show their tits. You see topless people.
I've seen 0.
Oh, you've seen 0.
I mean, out in the streets, I've seen 0.
Oh, go to Barton Springs. Have you been there?
No, I hear about this place.
If you go to Barton Springs, you'll usually, you'll see
Is it like a nude pool?
couple titties. You'll see 2 or 3 at least.
Dude, I'm all for it, man. I would never shame someone for showing me their titties.
No, me neither. It's the most ridiculous thing to have.
You and I could go shirtless right now. No one would bat an eye.
It's not
fair.
Dude, it is the stone age of thinking that girls can't have their nipples out.
I don't understand it.
There potentially could be some milk behind there. Is that the reason?
You think it's because of the milk, huh? The lactate?
That's the only difference I see. What's the...
Yeah.
It's not...
Because and look.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I meant to say this earlier, and it's going to parlay nicely into what I'm about to say. The best... You brought up how I used to be a fat piece of shit, and thank you for that. And the best method, body shaming. When you have boys in your corner that are letting you know that a little too much side boob is showing, that'll keep you up at night, And I feel like we're in an era where that's not okay anymore. Then fine. Let everybody get diabetes. What I'm getting at here is how come a guy who is like grossly obese can take off his shirt and is a bigger cup than most ladies?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just showing that to the world. It's not fair.
And the milk thing, now that I'm thinking about it, is not even completely true because I've had a little lactation in my day. Yeah. Everybody has a little bit.
No.
You can lactate a little.
I've had 0 lactation.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Well, how do you find out?
Just squeeze your nipple, try to get a little bit of...
And some liquid came out.
You'll get a little bit of white, like some droplets.
How hot? This is nice, by the way.
Yeah.
This is a nice
the only
move.
thing I'm worried about is the...
Little cypress? Little
no,
buggers?
the tree, the birds. Is it going to... A lot of chirping. But I think it's nice.
I think they're encouraging us, is the vibe I was getting.
Yeah. I'm just hoping when someone listens back to the audio that it just doesn't sound like nonstop chirping. But we're closer to the mic, so.
What made you get into stand-up?
Oh, man. Dude, these are the questions I should be asking you. You're a great guest because you're just you're spinning it on me.
I'm just so happy to be here, man.
I'm happy to be here too, dude. What made me get into stand-up?
But that's the thing, we don't know enough about the host. You're always asking the questions, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to change it up.
But if you ask me, I want to leave time to get it back to you.
Bro, I gotta know what it be.
Because sometimes I answer the question, I'm like, I'm going to ask him, and then you hit me with another one, and I'm like, wait. Okay.
I'll keep that in mind.
What made me get into stand-up? It was something I always thought of. I always liked stand-up. I liked those late-night talk shows growing up and stuff.
Kind of dumb now, but when we were
Oh,
kids,
yeah.
they were
Now
cool.
I look at them and they make me want to vomit.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, it was cool because you didn't see stuff like that. There was no YouTube to...
I can't handle this.
What?
Go on. I thought I could handle the light. Couldn't.
Oh. Is it really...
No, it's not. It's not. I've just been wearing the... No, continue.
I thought it was the eye contact.
No. I love that. I'm doing it now. But go on.
But I was always like, that's not my thing. I don't think I could do that. And I always thought you had to pick like one thing in life that you wanted to do,
Right.
Like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I'm not going to pick that. I was always into like music and I was into art and things like that. But then like towards the end of college, I started listening to podcasts a lot, like Joe Rogan, and branching off from that was turned on to other comedians like Theo Von and Eric Griffin and Bobby Lee and stuff. And then I was like, I want to do this. Like, I want to do the podcast part. I just loved listening to these long conversations and stuff. But I was like, nobody's just going to listen to me. But then, so that's part of it. Because I think the want to do this came before the stand-up.
Okay.
But then stand-up, I was like, I should just try it. And then the more I started to listen to podcasts and hearing about how it's just seems like such a cool world. And then I think going to the Comedy Store and seeing...
It's right in our backyard, too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had never even known about it growing up, and I'm pissed that I never went earlier.
Oh, I missed it. I just wasn't into comedy back then.
Yeah, me neither.
But
when I was like 22, towards the end of college, I went to the Comedy Store and saw, all these professionals doing their 15 minutes, and I was just in awe. I was like, this is the coolest. I've never laughed this hard,
right?
At a movie or at anything as in person. And so I was like, I got to try this. And then so from then on, it's been in my mind. And I was just like, I was like, I can do these other things too. I could do music and art and, being inspired by like people who've done multiple things like Donald Glover.
Oh, dude.
That's like
an American gem.
Right.
Guy. He's Simba.
Yeah.
He's Simba.
Or Tyler, the Creator,
Another
who's
one.
had some like, comedy and TV shows and stuff. And Joe Rogan, who does he's multifaceted, and he's got his, MMA stuff, and then he does podcasting and stand-up. Like
Fear Factor, too.
Yeah. I was realizing that it almost makes you more attractive to have different things and be this complete than just, I only care about
Jack of all trades, master of none sort of thing. Yeah. I feel that. I see like podcasting is a huge gateway to not necessarily get involved with comedy, but just to become a fan.
Yeah.
Especially, it's tough to find a human being that doesn't listen to Joe Rogan these days, you know? And all the guys you just named, I kind of discovered through Rogan. Like,
right.
Eric Griffin, I knew he was Montez from the Workaholics. I didn't know he was a stand-up.
Yeah.
Like, all that other stuff that they do that we know them from is just complimentary to what they actually do, which is stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he's one of my favorites.
he's so good. He's so good.
But
And Theo Von, too, found out from him. Theo Von was on... Ooh, we good?
Yeah, I think we're still rolling.
Theo Von was in... like MTV Real World stuff like 20 years ago.
Yeah, Road Rules.
Yeah. So, and then to break fame 20 years after that, like in his 40s or his late 30s, it also paints a picture of like the hustle, which is what I'm learning from doing it now.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought it was going to be easy, but I'm realizing the level of difficulty now.
Yeah.
We're open micers, and like the way you learn if a joke is good or not is to make another room full of open micers laugh, which we've both learned isn't the easiest thing to do.
No.
It's one thing, and I'm not saying it's easy to go on tour and make people laugh. Like, to get there is extremely difficult, but like you're not performing for people who came here to laugh.
Yeah.
You're performing for people who came here to do what you're doing, and while you're up there, they're looking at their notes, they're thinking about what they're going to say. So just to get past that phase of it is already tough. And then that's when you really got to bring it. Once you start to get some eyes on you, and I don't mean eyes like Joe Rogan eyes and Bert Kreischer eyes. I mean like you're doing local shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You really got to up it. And when you're a kid, who was the first comedian that you remember not going to see but like hearing their stuff or seeing a special? I have a feeling we have the same answer generationally.
Dane Cook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That the Kool-Aid joke, the B&E, BK Lounge, the Bees, like we all heard that.
It was YouTube clips. I didn't even see the whole specials. There was like these shitty animations of like BK Lounge, like just drawings or whatever that somebody put to his comedy.
I had the clips on like iTunes.
Oh, okay.
And that's, kids don't know the struggle today of having to get an iTunes gift card, 99 cents a song.
Yeah.
And dude, what a joy that was. You and your siblings, like, all right, man, $15. It's approximately 14 songs.
Yeah.
Let's hash this out. Let's deal them out evenly. throw a couple Keshas in there.
Yeah.
Throw a couple Fitties. Diversify the portfolio. Like, do you remember what your iPod looked like as far as music wise when you were in like junior high, like the kind of music you were listening to?
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
But don't you think you kind of appreciated those things more? Like you appreciated just music in general?
100%.
Because you wouldn't cycle through it so fast because you had this, your whatever 100 songs on your iPod and
right.
you just keep going through them, and it was
every day.
Yeah,
and that's also
you knew
like,
them by heart.
Social media back then was completely centered around music. Like MySpace, like the biggest thing about MySpace was what song is going to be on your page when people come to visit.
Yeah.
Like all that was around music. Podcasts weren't a thing. Gaming. I mean, I guess there was Game Boys, right?
Right.
But I think the iPod in a sense replaced that.
Yeah.
So
what was it for you getting into stand up? How did that come about for you?
Much like you. I mean, maybe 2000 I was stationed in Japan and I started getting into podcasts. But I was getting into I was really into Barstool Sports.
Right.
And I was listening to all those podcasts.
Part of My Take,
a big one. And then they had a deal with Sirius. So they were on Sirius Radio and they would clip up the best of Sirius and put it in an hour and a half podcast. I would listen to that. And then the next step was Rogan. So I started listening to Rogan and then I found out about all these comedians, found out that they all have podcasts, started listening to that. And when you listen to a comedian's podcast, you're naturally inclined to go check out their stand-up. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. My last deployment that I did in the military, 2019 to it was August 2019 to April of 2020. And I started listening. I was completely consumed by Rogan, Ari Shaffir, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, all those guys. And, there were some nights that got a little dicey. We were in Dubai, not like Afghanistan or anything. But there was just some dicey nights with that's when Syria was flinging missiles over. And so I was over there for all that. And I remember telling myself I'm going to make it back. But just to be cool, let me throw the if in there. If I make it back, I want to try this because I was so addicted to the lifestyle. Listening to these guys talk about going on the road and performing in a bar for 10 people probably sucked at the time, but them telling the story now, it makes it cool. It builds appreciation, and you got to go to so many different places. I remember Burr talking about his international tours and all this stuff. You get to see all these people. You talk to people, and you're not just. How many times have you seen a Brad Pitt movie where Brad Pitt comes after the movie and introduces himself to everyone and talks to everyone and takes pictures? Never. These aren't real celebrities. These are real people that are incredibly funny, have built a fan base, and still remain. They haven't changed for the most part.
Right.
I'm sure there are some that have, and we know of some that have.
Yeah.
But you get to go to these comedy shows, and then Chris D'Elia is signing autographs and introduce. Maybe that was a bad example, but we'll go with somebody else, anybody. And that part of it just seems so cool to me because I love talking to people. I love going to different places, and I think it all kind of started with. Anyone who's into comedy, you were probably making your friends laugh.
Yeah.
You probably had someone say you should be a stand-up.
Yeah.
I know Rogan always talks about that's how he started.
Yeah.
And I was the guy in the military during stressful times who would just find a laugh.
That's
if I could just
awesome.
make one guy laugh while we're getting yelled at on the range, it's gonna make it all worth it. And I got back April of 2020, which we all know as Armageddon. So I come back to America. People are now wearing masks, socially distanced. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. Restaurants are closed. Comedy clubs are closed. So I'm like, okay, well, this isn't going to happen because we're in a pandemic now. But luckily, with all the downtime, I was still in the military. But with all the downtime from the pandemic, I decided to stay motivated and just write. Started writing a lot of jokes. Started performing in the mirror, telling myself, once this is open, you're going to do it. Went to Arizona after that. I was on a wildland firefighting crew, this veteran crew, where we would just go out and chainsaw. We would cut down trees for fire suppression. And then I was like, it's a seasonal job, so I couldn't work till next summer. And I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do next. And I'm like, well, Austin's popping off right now. If I want to do anything with comedy, it kind of seems like the place to go. I don't want to go to New York City. I don't know if I want to be back in LA. Austin is open. There's comedy. Came here, did one mic, and then the rest is kind of history. I'm just kind of all about it right now.
What was the first mic you did here?
You hosted it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You hosted it at the Romo Room.
That's
It was
crazy.
my very first mic.
You, because I feel like I've had natural stage presence, and I guess you were writing jokes for a while, but you,
Well, to be fair, all the stuff that I wrote, when I finally came here, I'm like, this isn't going to work.
yeah,
Because you don't realize what's going to work and what's not going to work until you do it.
Yeah.
Stand-up is so weird because it's the only thing that you can have a professional future in, that the only way to do it is to do it.
yeah,
Like if you want to be an athlete, there's
Oh, yeah.
practice, weight training, all that stuff. You practice all week and then you play your game.
Yeah.
If you want to be a lawyer, you go to school, you study, you practice, you get an intern. Comedy, there's none of that.
yeah,
The only way to do it is to get on stage and talk into a
yeah.
mic.
You have to.
So everything I wrote kind of went out the window. It's
Right,
all
right,
brand
right.
new stuff now. But
So yeah, that was discrediting you. But when you first went up, and every time I've seen you since, it's like you got a natural knack for it.
thanks, man.
I really believe that.
I
Just in
appreciate
your stage presence and
I'm glad to hear that because I feel really weird when I'm on stage.
Oh really?
I'm not sure. I wonder if that goes away. Like
I don't know.
I see Theo Vaughn, I think,
Yeah.
maybe said this, or I've seen it in him. He was talking about when he started doing comedy, it was like not a chore, but like, all right, I'm going on stage to perform for these people. I need to make them laugh.
Yeah.
The more he did it, he was like, now it feels like I'm just on stage talking to my friends.
Uh-huh.
You know, it doesn't feel like a performance. It is, but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
And I think that's when you start to become really good.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I've sensed that in like if I've done like been able to do longer sets, like I can get to, it's hard to in like 4 or 5 minutes to get to that. But if
is.
you're up there for, 10 towards 15 minutes, you can get more comfortable and less.
Especially because any good like hour starts with establishing trust.
Yeah.
I got to let these guys know quick that I'm funny.
Yeah.
Okay? What I'm going to say, they're jokes. They're meant for you to laugh.
Yeah.
You don't have time to do that in 4 minutes.
Mhm.
You got to come out firing. And you got to find I think for me, I have to find like, when I first started, every open mic felt like a performance. Like I have to come here and make these people laugh.
Yeah.
That's not what it's for.
Yeah.
It's for like, it's a constructive thing. Like, all
Right.
right, we got to find out what's working. We got to try new things. And I'm
Yeah.
also finding who I am as a stand-up,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm 2 months into it, so I'm
Yeah.
still really new. But that's how I'm gauging it right now. And I think it's important not to overthink that stuff, but just to
Yeah.
remain conscious of it.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, 2 months, it's surprising to me from seeing your stand up and seeing,
That means a lot, man. Thank you.
I think
Seriously.
about that too. Like, do people know that I'm nervous? And a lot of times, no.
No.
People don't see.
Yeah.
People aren't even paying attention as much as you are.
And they're usually drunk, which is good
Yeah.
about this line of work.
Or there are other comics who are worried about their own set or whatever.
That's the other thing. When you walk into a room with all comics,
Yeah.
even though that's the hardest room, it's way easier to let go of that because it's like, dude, we're all like, what are they gonna think? I'm a dummy for being up here telling jokes when they're about to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no reason to let go of that because I think that's something that like you just gotta. How do I want to phrase this? You got to be comfortable with knowing that this is what you're doing now.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I'm gonna tell jokes. I'm gonna be a comic. Like
Right.
you have a great cadence.
Thank
Your
you.
like pitch and cadence is. I've realized that I've seen people get on stage and say something funny, but because of how flat and boring and like poor their delivery was, they've just lost everybody already and no one's listening anymore. And like they're saying funny stuff, but it's like, dude, there's gotta be some sort of delivery.
Yeah.
And I think your jokes are just as funny as the way you say them to me. You have
thank you.
I think you have a really good stage presence. Yeah.
Thank you, because I'm definitely insecure about that, and I need to. I actually feel like I used to have a better stage presence and was better at telling my jokes and cadence and stuff, and I've regressed in some sense.
I think psychoanalyzing that stuff can be dangerous.
Yeah.
It's to preach what I'm not practicing, but like
Yeah.
that if you're too in your head while you're on stage of how you look and what you're doing, you're taking away from the content, which is the content of your jokes, which is supposed to come first, I think.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. Maybe we don't even have it figured out. You know.
Oh, we so don't.
You know.
We
Maybe
so
all
don't.
it
have
takes
it
is just
figured
ripping
out.
your shirt off.
Haha.
Although, do you
Yeah.
like Bert Kreischer?
Do I like him?
Yeah.
I have never really seen his stand-up.
Oh, I
I've
think
seen
he's
some
great.
clips,
I think he's brilliant.
but I love him on podcasts.
Yeah.
I'd
That's
love to see him live.
That's what's cool about these podcasts is like there's so many, and Bert Kreischer's not one of these, but there's so many comedians that I think are funnier in conversation.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll see their specials and be like, good, but if like your podcast probably has more views,
Right.
you know? And that's why it's like podcasts are just letting people in, you know? And just you get to see these guys how they actually are, and it can be motivating because it's like, dude,
Yeah.
they're excellent comedians, they're great storytellers, great jokes, but they're just dudes that like getting together with their friends and drinking Bud Lights and watching football. You know, they're normal people that like, there's no external recipe to it. They just worked hard and they're funny.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's what makes people a fan of someone, is not just what you do. Like, I mean, it's a gift and a curse in a way, but like, people want to know as much as they can about you. In all forms of celebrity nowadays, you know, like the, you know, musicians that you're a fan of, or your TikTokers that you like, or your influencers or whatever. It's like posting all the time. They want to know the real you. And a lot of times it's probably not the real you, but they want to feel like they are.
That's what social media is, man. Like the exact opposite of the real you is what it's just like social media, Instagram is just a flex app.
Yeah.
How many people post a picture of them on Instagram crying alone at night because they feel lonely and no one answered their call?
Right.
Zero.
Well,
maybe.
Some people do,
for that.
but then see, even if you go that way, it's like, what are you posting this for? You just want attention? Or,
right.
So it's,
right.
Because I've seen people.
I will validate. A lot of people say, a lot of like young couples will say, this is a way for my family to see pictures of my child, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sure. What happened to the mail? Just send them a picture, you know?
Yeah.
Just send them a picture. That's way more personal, I feel like.
Yeah.
But sending a letter is also a daunting task. So.
Yeah. Dude, another cool thing about like stand-up comedy is that, you know, when you're comparing this to Brad Pitt, you don't fucking know anything about Brad Pitt. You know what his his writers wrote on the script and then he performed.
Right.
These are, howdy.
How's it going?
These are you don't know anything about them. At least stand-up comedians, they're the writer, actor, director, producer, performer.
Yeah.
They did all that for this art form and get up there, and that's
what they
cool.
say is what they wrote.
Yeah.
You know? That's what I love. We don't. I'm trying to think if there's like an actor like that is just open. Maybe Chet Hanks. Does he count?
He's a rapper, man.
Well, he was in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Was he really?
He had a reoccurring role. Yeah, he was like a Marine with like mad PTSD. Did you watch that show?
I've seen some, but not enough.
Okay.
I don't see anything enough.
No.
I don't know.
I don't have cable.
Oh, right.
Yeah, why?
Me neither, I guess.
I feel like if you have cable, it's time for you to get with the times.
Yeah, I don't have cable.
You know?
I don't know why I said I guess. I know I don't have cable.
I mean, yeah, that was a crazy thing to not know.
Well, it's kind of weird because I just have but I have this like half cable thing like on my TV. I don't know. I have like a smart TV, and so there's like some channels, but they're all like bullshit.
Yeah.
Like
I'm surprised they keep dropping new. Have you heard of Peacock?
Oh, it's sad.
Yeah, what are we doing? It's like Cricket Wireless, you know.
Yeah.
But nice try. Also, I know.
Well, you gotta panic because nobody's watching NBC, you know, late night TV or whatever.
What year were you born?
97.
Okay, I call our era. I was born in 94. The transitional era.
Yeah.
We were there when there was no cell phones or no smartphones.
Yeah.
Dial up, all that stuff, AOL, the classics. But now, what the hell were we talking about? That escape. That
we're talking about Peacock. Dude, that's the one thing about the now I'm getting us more. Yeah, there's pros and cons. Part of me is like, if we were in a room, we could really lock into conversation. But here, there's so much distractions, especially on the weekend. It's like,
I know what I was gonna say. We watched Blockbuster turn into Redbox, turn into Netflix in the mail, turn into Netflix an app, turn into 8 different streaming services.
Yeah.
That all happened. Dude, going to Blockbuster was the dopest thing in the world. It had that smell to it, like hard candied bubble gum, you know? And which I've chipped a tooth on before. You got to be careful. But your mom's like 5 minutes, sets you loose like a wild dog, you know, and then you just run around. For me and my brothers would always go to like the R-rated section, see if we can get a little nip slip, pass it through mom, like, you know, maybe she'll miss it. She always looked at the rating though, so we had to go PG-13 and below. I've never used a red box.
Yeah.
I think that's a secondhand citizen thing to do. I'll say it.
I remember the in-betweener time. I think I might have had a red box once or twice, but it still exists. That's what's crazy. You still see the red boxes.
You do. I've actually, a fellow that I worked with in Arizona, we pulled into a Circle K to get some coffee, and he sprinted out of the car to return his DVD to the red box. And I'm like, dude, what?
That's hilarious.
What do you feel? What do you feel about society?
Society,
man.
Dude, I feel like sometimes I feel like as we head into the future, it's interesting that we make people worse. And I think society, and maybe I'm not answering your question correctly, but I think society.
It was a very vague question to your defense, but go ahead.
Society's becoming I think there's definitely positives, but I think there's some negatives to the interconnectedness of the world.
Let's go over positives.
Positives are, dude, if you're the only if you live in Nebraska and you're the only kid who is into anime or is goth at your school, you can find somebody online who lives in Japan or whatever and you can connect with these people in an online fashion and not feel as alone in the world.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. You can talk to your grandma who lives in Colombia who you never get to see over.
Is this society or technological advances?
This is technological advances.
Okay. I mean, also important,
what is society? Can we start with that?
Yeah, so
I think I'm a little confused.
The structure of society, I've over like the last 10 years really developed an issue with that. The way we're structured is you make kids from the beginning go to school, right? So kindergarten, I would say through 12th, but it's kindergarten through senior till degree, which is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, kindergarten, preschool, 18 years, right? When it's all said and done. That math might not be right. I didn't go to college. But so it's work. School's work. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's work. Go to college, more work, just so you can work.
Mm-hmm.
Work. Make kids, support them because you're working, and then die.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it feels sometimes, where I feel like, what's going on?
Howdy.
Oh, he's got a dog. He's got a dog.
Dogcast.
Dog. See, that guy's brave. No shirt. It's bold.
Oh yeah.
That's bold.
We can do it. You wanna go Bert Kreischer on you?
Should we go topless? I don't like this position for it. If I was standing up, I'd look great, but sitting right now,
it's not great.
No. So the positives that I think are, it's like society equals unity. Like everybody does their job.
Yeah.
I don't want to purchase. If I want to buy something that's only sold in Alaska, I don't want to get on a plane and go get it. Nor do I want to be the guy that's delivering the items to people. So there's someone to do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
If my car breaks down, I don't want to spend 8 hours underneath it working on it. I just want to take it to somewhere. And I do what I'm good at, and you do what you're good at, and we stay in our lanes. But I just think when you make it such a when you make it such a dilated thing where it's like, that's the recipe to success. I was told if I didn't go to college, I'd be a loser.
Really?
You know, and I believe I'm proving that to be non-true. I don't know how people view me. I don't view myself as a loser. I feel like I'm being pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. But the society thing, I just feel like,
dude, you're not a loser.
As time moves on, needs to expand. Like there needs to be more avenues. There can't just be one. I mean, it's like the fact that there's still one guy, and now this is more so like government based, but the fact that there's one guy calling all the shots, not a team. Yeah. He's got like advisors and stuff, but it's just crazy that it's a popularity contest that determines who's going to be our president. I don't know, man. I think it's time for a little rewrite. I think it's time for a little edit.
Yeah, man.
You know,
dude, that's what. Yeah, I think we're figuring that out. That there's not just one way to do things, and there can't be too. If everyone I don't know.
Jeez.
But so when I was talking about the future, I think it's, as the future has gone on, there should be less and less people that even have to work, right? As robots begin to be able to do stuff.
That scares the shit out of me.
So it's just I don't know. Like, so maybe I'm going in a completely different direction.
I mean, we're all over the place, Nico.
But if you go back in time when people were more self-sufficient and they were growing their own crops, most people, and they could, as time has gone on more, we've relied more on society to
everything.
function.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't know how to get food.
Uh-huh.
We don't know how to plan or do stuff, or we don't even know how to get directions around where we live. We rely on so much, and we're just these it's like fast forwards, and then we're like the Wall-E fat people who just have everything done for us, and we don't know how to do anything without clicking buttons and stuff.
I interrupted you, and it's a great reference, though. It's a great reference. Big Pixar guy. Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean,
so I think that as time goes on, we should be getting better as people, but we're becoming worse.
I think so.
In some ways.
The whole what really works for your point here is the cancel the culture thing. Like what happened where we decided that you have one shot and you don't even know what the lines are. You don't know what's going to offend people, Yeah. Like you can't cancel me right now cuz I'm nobody. But like what I said earlier about maybe mental health issues being like a cop-out.
Yeah.
By the way, I recognize that they're real and I recognize they're serious. But if you understand what I'm saying, you understand what you're saying. If you don't, I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, like, anything you say can get you in trouble and you don't know the rules.
Yeah.
So like that, and that is society. That's the larger group of people that have decided, everyone's just on a tight leash, man. Anyone with a platform is on such a tight leash. But what you're seeing now is people like Joey Diaz can't cancel him. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what happened with him last summer? Mm-hmm. He said some things about an underage girl. He was telling a story. Rogan was laughing. I think Tony Hinchcliffe was there maybe. I don't know. He was laughing. And he said, by the way, this isn't a joke, is what he said as he was telling it. And then they tried to cancel him. Next week comes out with another podcast and says, good try. Yeah. And guess who listened to that podcast? Many of Americans. Yeah. So I think that's cool. I don't think that you should try to offend people.
Right.
But I also think that, can everything just be offensive? Can we function if everything's offensive? Because that's not the real world, man. Like, I think, and it goes back to society, when you teach kids, you're never supposed to be uncomfortable. You're never supposed to hear something that you don't like. If someone's bothering you with their speech, they should be corrected. You shouldn't adapt. Is that really, and I guess maybe that's what the real world's becoming, but like, the whole time saying hard men create soft times create hard times create soft men, and the cycle continues.
Yeah.
We're in soft times.
Yeah. Well, and that's
we're in hard times due to soft men, rather.
Right.
Not that times are that hard. We're on a canoe in a lake right now. Times are pretty good for us, but
yeah, it's good to step back and realize how lucky we are in some ways. But that's what I'm kind of getting at with like the interconnectedness, and maybe, back in the day when people lived in smaller towns, I feel like when you know people better, you don't have as much of that, when you're not just able to just tweet out to some person you've never met and just be like, at whoever, you suck, how dare you. It's just too easy to be outraged, and it's too easy to act instantly. Back before this, you had to really think about, okay, what am I going to say to my neighbor who, his wolf ate my chickens or whatever happened. And
even much after that, if you're a father and someone bullies your kid, you go to that dude's house, you knock on the door and you talk to the dad and they hash it out.
Yeah.
That's how it worked back then. And now, if that happens, you go to the internet, you tell everybody that these people are raising a kid to do this. Let's cancel him. Yeah. Dox them. They get kicked out of school, all that stuff. Like that's the manly thing to do today.
Right.
And we saw it. Like, what do you think about the Pendang stuff?
Oh yeah.
Am I saying his name right? Pendang, right?
I actually heard from a comedian who's in the Dallas community said that it's actually pronounced like Pong Dang or
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
Pong Dang.
Pong Dang.
So, but everyone here calls him Pang Dang just because I guess that's how it looks and because it probably sounds funnier.
Yeah.
And to not, whatever.
I'll preface it for those who don't know. He's the guy who outed Tony Hinchcliffe. Tony Hinchcliffe had a set where he was making fun of Asians during the Stop Asian Hate thing.
Uh-huh.
He took the clip, put it online in an attempt to cancel Tony Hinchcliffe. This
Yeah.
was the guy who Tony Hinchcliffe gave multiple opportunities to.
Mhm.
He was opening for Tony Hinchcliffe. He was on the right track. He's doing great in the comedy game. A lot of that goes to Tony. And then he tried to out him for being racist or whatever,
Yeah.
and it backfired. Meaning that it was discovered that it was completely taken out of context. Did you watch the full set?
Yeah.
So completely out of context.
Right.
And then Tony's back, and that guy seemingly ruined his stand-up career.
Yeah.
It's kind of the first publicly documented case where that backfired, where the cancel thing backfired and almost worked in. I almost think there was a bump for Tony.
Yeah.
Not that he needed it. He's incredibly relevant and successful, but like, dude, I go to Kill Tony and pack to the brim.
Mm-hmm.
People are still going. People are still coming. He had to move venues, but
It all makes me think about, I think we both have the same stance on it, which is, you know, we're pro comedian, we're pro figuring out your jokes and saying whatever you want, and we're anti.
anything's funny if it's funny.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Well, even if it's not funny, he's trying to make something
Right.
funny.
It's not a cancelable offense. He just
Right.
knows, okay,
Yeah.
we'll lighten up next time.
Right.
But if people are laughing, it's funny. That's what they came here
Yeah.
for. And I heard he'd been doing it all week,
Yeah.
that same routine. And if you watch the whole thing, it's Penn Dang's set
Yeah.
is making jokes about Stop Asian Hate.
Right.
And then Tony goes up there and talks shit about Asians. It
Yeah.
was really funny the way they worked together.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we don't know the insides. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he tried to talk to him or what. But
Apparently he didn't.
yeah, that's what I'm hearing as well. So.
But I even go to say, even if there was no laughs at all, it's still, you don't film somebody else's set. Even if there was, you know, some guy doing something completely outrageous. If somebody just went up on stage, I believe, and was just shouting N-bombs or something like that, I think kick him out, don't have him come back.
It's sorts of like
maybe I don't know what
well,
I'm saying.
who?
here, but-
No, I feel you. It's not canceling, but it's like you gotta. It's also not acceptable.
Yeah, like what do you want out of the situation? You
Yeah.
just want to ruin someone's life, or do you want change to happen? Do you want them to?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I just feel like there's no more talking to the person that has upset you.
Yeah.
You directly surpass them and take it to the masses,
Mm-hmm.
and then what does it change except ruin someone's life?
Right.
That's what I don't. Are you a fan of Tony Hinchcliffe?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I.
doing great things for this community.
Yeah.
As far as I mean,
People hate on him for like, you know, how he like. I've talked to some comedians who are like he, you know, only supports a certain type of comedy and stuff, and if you don't do that, but
you know who does that too? Jerry Seinfeld.
everybody has their, you know, preferences or
Yeah.
what they find funny.
Yeah,
But
dude.
also, I don't know who else is giving as many opportunities,
No.
you know, as
No.
Kill Tony. That's like a sure line, like something that you can look at. If I go and do a killer minute set, I can be on a show with Joe Rogan like 2 days later.
And not even, but like that's the result we all want.
Right.
And some people are getting it, but also like we all watch it and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's introduced me to so many different types of comedians
Right.
in this community where it's like, wow, like what I've seen wasn't that funny, but you showed up here and killed it in a minute.
Yeah.
Just goes to show. And then you got people asking you to do shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, even inside the open mic community, it's huge, man. So like, and I think the dude is really, really funny.
Yeah.
I think did you watch, I sound like such a millennial. I just always go back to, have you seen this? But
His
he
latest
released,
special.
yeah, the Making Friends.
No, I didn't watch it.
Really good.
I gotta watch it.
He's a savage.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
saw
savage.
him open for
He gets
Joe
all-
Rogan when I saw him at the Vulcan.
Oh, you
and
did?
He did really well. Yeah,
You did.
he was super funny.
Yeah.
And I've seen him at the Comedy Store a couple years ago too, and
Yeah.
super good.
That's another thing, is just being here is so cool to like, we're fans of, you don't become a comedian unless you're a fan.
Right.
and some of the heaviest hitters in the game are right here.
It's
we
really cool.
share an area code with them, and this isn't Los Angeles like you said.
Uh-huh.
We're 5 minutes from where they're going to perform.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really cool. So and Austin's a cool city, man.
It's cool.
It's a cool city. Like, everyone kept saying, oh, it's so liberal. No, it's not. And it is, but like, and that's fine. But everyone's so nice here from what I've gathered.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed being here, and I think it was a good move for me. I think I made the right choice, and I want to be here for a little bit and see how things go here. Yeah. I mean, Rogan hasn't even opened his club yet. That's going to be a crazy thing.
That's coming. Happens. That could happen tonight. That's not like a specific date, but like, it is coming. Yeah. It's like hot on the press.
And then more and more people are going to even move. Like, this isn't even it's going to feel even crazier when that
beating
happens.
Rogan's club opening, like moving here before, is actually pretty big, because
I think so.
We've established ourselves in the circle. Mm-hmm. Maybe not established. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't know who I am. Right. But there's a fair amount that do, and you got this podcast. Mm-hmm. And when it opens, that stuff's good, man, because it builds the competitive level. Yeah. You know, we're like, now, before it was like, maybe I'll get on Kill Tony, but now it's, I can get past at Rogan's club. Yeah. And if I do, that's huge. So now we're all going to be pushed. And I don't know how I've heard that he's going to try to operate it very close to the Comedy Store. In fact, he even said that he thought about naming it Comedy Store Austin. But his peers said, no, man, make it your thing. Yeah. But he did say on one of his podcasts that he wants a specific focus on young talent, and he wants more open mics more frequently. Yeah. Not just like once every 2 weeks. He wants a couple a week. Yeah. So it's going to be really big for all of us.
Yeah, and there's already good clubs here, and there's a scene, clubs, and there's plenty of mics to do.
Some really awesome rooms. And, of course, this is all I know. Yeah. I've never been in another. I did one open mic in Phoenix. Oh, okay. And that's it. And that was nothing.
So I did open mics in Reno for like a month. Then I came home for what I wanted to be like a week. And I was like, okay, I'll hit a couple open mics in LA area. And then that was right when COVID happened. And then I took a year off and then moved here and got back into it. Nice. But it was sad. I don't know if I could start doing comedy in LA.
It's tough.
Because it's like the Roma Room on the worst night at the 2 open mics that I went to. The comics do not give a fuck. You're paying $5 for 3 minutes of stage time.
You have to pay?
You have to pay at most of the like at Flappers or at
I hope that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, I don't think it will.
I think most of the rooms are attached to bars, so like they let people in for free, and then naturally they're going to start drinking, and that's how you make your money. And like at the Romo Room, I know people tip well, dude, because they take care of us. They give us so much time. As far as like, I mean, there's multiple mics every week at that room, and it's attached to just a restaurant and a bar. Right. So,
and it's not like they need that space for something else. Like it's not like it's packed.
And I think, dude, in today's era of opportunity, if they started doing that, I think we could come together and find a solution. Like, let's just find a restaurant with a big patio and see if they'll let us do it out. Like, we'll find other places.
Oh yeah, I'd rather do it in the park. Just the principle of like paying for. Dude, I mean, you're already giving up so much. Just you sometimes have to wait for hours to do format. Like
the fact of a huge transition from military to comedy is that in the military, being on time means 15 minutes early. In comedy, being on time means being 25 minutes late. So I've oftentimes like showed up to something on time and I'm waiting for an hour just for this mic. The host isn't even here. Yeah. So, but I kind of, it's not, I was so anti that when I first got out. Like, you have a place to be, you be there. You give me a time that's sacred. But it's like, dude, or you can take your time, walk around the park, look at some birds, take a piss on a bush, really enjoy what's around you. And just lackadaisically show up,
It's a good way to look at it.
That's not a bad thing.
And it's also like, what are the consequences? Of course, people are going to take as much as you give them. Yeah. A lot of times. It's like, I feel that way even, especially more during COVID, not to get back to COVID, but like people, so many places are hiring, and every business you go to, hiring. Nobody wants to work because I think unemployment just ran out or whatever, so people are maybe going to have to. I know a lot of comedians who I was talking to who were like, "Oh, this is the last week of unemployment." That was like a week ago, so got to find something to do. But people wrote it forever.
Yeah.
And people, I mean, I can't blame them. I mean,
If it's not, I mean,
if people were able to just focus on comedy and do that, I mean, part of me was like, dang, maybe I would be a lot further ahead if I was just focused on comedy.
dude, that when I first got here, I had 3 weeks where I had no responsibilities yet.
Yeah.
Like school hadn't started, and I every morning went to this coffee shop. Shout out to the Civil Goat.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
It's a great shop. Great
Got
shop.
my ass kicked by the goat.
The goat got you, huh? The goat will. You're not supposed to look him in the eyes.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what we did
Yeah.
wrong.
Did you grab him by the horns?
No.
Do goats have horns?
Yeah, this one had like messed up horns.
The spiral.
It was like half
I can't.
a horn.
Is this a bit,
horn
or
and
did you
half.
see a goat?
Yeah, there was a goat. Yeah.
For real?
That's Civil Goat. Oh, you went to the one in here. There's 2 Civil Goats.
Oh, because I'm kidding. There's no goat at the one I go to.
Okay, yeah. So I think
I started to realize like this guy is passionately talking about this goat. I don't think he's kidding.
no, yeah. I haven't been to the one downtown or whatever.
You go to one with a goat.
There's one with a goat, which I assume is why they called it Civil Goat.
Does it pee and poo?
Yeah, it's like there's like an outdoor. I mean, it's a little more in the country.
I thought the goat was just like freely walking around.
It's
amongst-
outdoors.
amongst
Yeah,
the
there's a
patrons.
patio outdoors, and there's a
Okay.
big fat goat, and
I don't know.
he was aggressive.
Look, I got no beef with goats.
He wasn't civil.
and that's an issue.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I'm not sure if sipping coffee and like defending yourself from a rabid goat really goes together.
Yeah, he was like trying. Like my friend had an acai bowl, and he was trying to get up in that. My girlfriend, he was like headbutting. She, yeah.
There might be
She
a
was
lot.
supposed to go back, and she's like, I don't want to go back. Like her friend was like, you want to meet at the Civil Goat? She's like, no.
But
Scared
yeah,
to
the
go.
one the Civil Goat that I go to where there's no goat present, I would go there every morning and write for 2 hours. Just
Nice.
write. And now I'm in class and the writing's taking a hit, but I've realized that the jokes that are landing best for me right now are the ones that I just happen upon by viewing something in a comedic stance and don't write down and just say it how I felt it. And the last couple of weeks, that's what I've been doing, and I've been getting really good results from that because I feel like whenever I have to write jokes, it feels like I'm throwing in fancy words just to throw them in there. It's just all this extra stuff.
It's harder to be yourself.
That was nice right there. Good. You have the reflexes of a mongoose, dude. That was quick.
I'm clinging.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Do you do yoga?
No.
No?
Do I look like I do?
You said it so dismissively, dude. You should try it.
Oh, dude, I've tried it. I've done yoga twice, and it was brutal.
Yeah. Oh, dude. The first time I did yoga was at an LA Fitness in Valencia.
Yeah.
And they just had a class.
It's
and there was
fucking
all
hard.
these like middle-aged women killing it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm in the back, just a ball of sweat, can barely touch my toes. And I'm like, dude, this is not how it was advertised. I'm supposed to be relaxed, zen.
Just
But no.
inhaling their farts.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yoga grosses me out a little bit. I just feel like everybody's just farting on each other. Just especially the hot yoga.
I've
I don't
never
know how
had
people-
any thought association with yoga and
really?
farts. Yeah.
With the downward dogs, you don't think
The
about
downward dog could be a dangerous position if you're close enough, but that's on you. That's mat placement. That's not the bodily
Sometimes
function
I don't know.
issue.
People's like work and like sweating, and you see certain guys, and you just maybe the one I went to was we were a little too packed in. But yeah, it's hard.
I don't want to make any assumptions, but this could be an insecurity thing.
Oh, me?
Do you think so? Do you think you're the one that's afraid to fart? It's not so much inhaling; it's so much pressing your junk on someone else. Are you a
Yeah, it is. It's on me.
Are you a flatulence guy? Big flatulence guy?
Do I fart a lot?
Yeah.
No.
You know what? The advantage of being a
I mean,
slender
yeah, but-
guy is you'll never get blamed.
Oh, yeah.
When I used to be fat, dude. Anytime someone farted, I just I knew it was coming my way.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of it. Of course, the fat guy farted.
My farts, I don't know if I'm loose or if I'm tight.
Is this specifically about your butthole? Okay.
But my farts are usually silent but deadly.
Nice. Well, that's good though.
And yeah, I think
That's good.
I think hair puts a bit of a muffler on it.
Okay.
I think we're getting a little too deep into this, but yeah, I don't rip them hard.
How deep could you get if it's that tight? That was inappropriate.
How deep could
There's
I get?
kids around here.
What do you mean how deep?
I mean, you said we're getting deep, but then you said you had a tight butthole. I tried to make a joke, and it's inappropriate and wrong. And stay in school and study. So
yeah,
this is a kid-friendly podcast. Yeah.
No, I always click not kid friendly.
Oh, okay.
But dude, it's tough. Like, like part of me with comedy and stuff.
That was a joke. Is that a real thing?
What?
When you upload on YouTube, you have to determine whether or not children are allowed to watch it?
It asks you a question. It says, is this kid-friendly, yes or no?
I did. You know what? I did know that. I did know that because I've done
kid-friendly content. And I realized that because I'm a substitute teacher, if you check no, then it won't let it play on the school Wi-Fi. Like it'll be a blocked video.
Oh, that's good insider info.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
do you kind of see comedy and podcasting for you as like a symbiotic thing?
Yes, and this might get more into like marketing and whatever, which is kind of annoying, and sometimes I don't want to think about it too much. But what I was gonna say before actually about the kids thing is like separating the like. I post this podcast on my Instagram that like, you know, I have my grandma and my aunt following, and I have, you know, my little cousins following, and like, you know, little kids and stuff. And so I feel sometimes insecure about that. Like that last Guy Brown clip that I posted where he's just like, show me your tits. And like,
what does grandma think?
Yeah, and then it's weird too when my like 65-year-old aunt like likes that video, and I'm like, oh, she saw it, and
she's with it too. That's how she's about it. She
or
knows.
She not and just liked it just to support.
Yeah.
It just makes me.
There's
feel
also
weird.
a chance with like the elderly that they had no idea how to work the volume.
Oh yeah,
in the audio, didn't hear anything. Like, oh, look at Nico's paddling.
That's what I'll tell myself. But dude, I talk about this a lot with comics, and obviously if we want to make this work, right, you got to think a little bit about the strategy.
For sure.
You could be a person who says, I just want to get funnier, and I'm not going to put in any networking, I'm not going to think about anything, and I'm just going to keep trying to get funnier. And I think if you're the funniest guy in the world, that'll pay off, you know? If you're the next Dave Chappelle, I don't think you got to do much marketing or whatever, even though he does some of it. But you know, if you got that in you, I don't think that I'm the next any of those guys. So no, I think
neither do I.
And I think a lot of us have talent, and if you get the right opportunities, I think a lot of people could make the most of it. But it's just trying to get those opportunities.
I think Austin's huge for that, in the aspect that like, so now I've made friends with all these comedians.
Yeah.
I'm friends with them on Instagram. Every night I'm seeing people post they got a show coming up, they got this, they got that, which is I guess a way to network, but doesn't matter. I don't think it matters what you do if the talent doesn't back it up. Like, I don't think networking can pay off.
Right.
You got to be unresistible. Undeniable. You got to be undeniable.
Right.
And that and obviously networking will help that, but networking won't help if you're not.
I agree.
Yeah. So.
But I think that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say exactly, but I guess I put some thought into like, you know, people given opportunities, yeah, they deserve it. But I think, like, do you think Hans Kim is the only comedian out there right now who could fulfill the role of being the next regular on Kill Tony? He was the obviously he deserved it, but I think there's probably a lot of guys across the country or in the Austin community could have done, who could do it as well.
Here's the thing with Hans is that, like, and I don't know him that well. We've said hi to each other a couple times. He hosts a lot of mics. But he's really funny. Mm-hmm. You can't deny that. We all see his sets. We all seen his stand-up. He's a funny guy. Mm-hmm. A lot of it's right place, right time. Mm-hmm. But that's not so much luck as it is, are you going to go to all these open mics? Are you going to go to Kill Tony every night at the chance that you'll get pulled up? Hans was putting in the hours, putting in the work. So, no, he's not the only guy who could do it. Yeah. And also, like, you're starting to see David Lucas is kind of on his way out. Yeah. Because he's touring with Schaub. Right. And they tour a lot. Mm-hmm. I went to Kill Tony last Monday. David Lucas wasn't there, which gave, I think, if my calculations were correct, it gave 2 more comics an opportunity to get on. Yeah. So, because it was just Hans, comic, William Montgomery.
And Michael Ayer just stopped.
And he stopped as well. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if Tony's married to the idea of 3 regulars or 4 regulars or whatever. But, David Lucas is eventually not going to be doing it. Right. So it's going to be a next guy up situation. And who's it going to be? It's so easy to say Hans Kim was a funny Asian and it happened during all this stuff. And Tony, talks about that too. But there's more than one Asian comic in Austin.
Yeah. But yeah, my point is though that getting out there and people being aware of you and knowing who you are is another part of the game.
Yeah.
And I look at larger comedians where they're at, and it's hard to point to a comedian who's very successful touring all the time who has not had the aid of a movie, TV show, podcast, or something of that nature.
I can think of one, and you could easily prove me wrong on this. I could think of one on the top of my head.
Bill Burr?
No, that's a good one. But Bill Burr...
But he's been in movies too.
He's been in a lot of movies, which maybe gave him a bump.
He has podcasts. But
I was going to say Joe Coy.
Joe Coy.
Joe Coy sells out arenas, bro. Like, he's got multiple specials on Netflix, all great.
Yeah.
And I probably found out about Joe Coy maybe no more than a year ago.
Uh-huh.
He's been doing this forever.
Yeah.
I think he does have a podcast, but, like,
right.
Joe Coy's not a big actor. Yeah. I think he's strictly comedy, and he just got really good, really famous, and I'm not sure what, because, like, I could tell you, like, I know like Rogan, and I'm going to sound like an idiot now because maybe I don't know, but who came out of the Comedy Store, who came out of New York. I have no idea where Joe Coy came out of.
Yeah.
I know he's from Washington only because he talked about it on a podcast I listened to, or one of his specials, but you have a point.
I think he came out of LA, but more like the Laugh Factory or something like
but
that.
Also, if you talk, actually this probably helps your point. If you talk to any person who's just a casual comedy fan, they don't know who he is.
Uh-huh.
They have no idea who Joe Coy is. So maybe that helps your point. People know who Bill Burr, maybe not Burr. Like you were saying, the comedians that people know because of TV and
podcasts.
I feel like an idiot now because I'm all over it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but all these comedians, and they even like Bobby Lee or Bert Kreischer or Tom Segura, they all received big bumps in their careers once they started podcasting.
For sure.
And even Joe Rogan would not be who he is today without his podcast. We all know that. Or without Fear Factor.
You think about Joe Rogan and his accolades, and you think about, if you ask anybody, any kid, anyone our age, what do you know Joe Rogan from? They're going to say the podcast.
Yeah.
However, that was like the fourth or fifth notch on his belt. Oh, you're getting into trouble here. Let's see some elusive maneuvering, and that's just professionalism right there. You can't teach what you just did.
That's just second nature. That just comes with years of experience.
I feel like if I didn't say anything, we would have had the same result there. So.
Well, I was testing you as my co-captain.
I would never let you. But now that I know your skills, I'm gonna test it a little more.
Yeah.
But
let me make the mistake. I need one of those.
Even though people, that's what they know him from.
Yeah.
That's like his fifth thing.
Right.
He started with stand-up.
Yeah.
He did News Radio was the show.
Yeah.
He did Fear Factor. UFC, I think, even came before. And then he started podcasting, and that's what he's probably most famous for.
Right.
Meanwhile, he's selling out arenas with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
He's opening up a comedy. The guy does everything. And still finds time to go on a 2-week-long elk hunting trip with Steve Rennell. So
I don't think Joe Rogan would be as big as he is today if he's just like, I'm only going to focus on stand-up and just be, You got to get yourself in different pockets and get people aware of you of different ways.
Yeah.
And maybe stand-up isn't what breaks you or gets you to that next level. Maybe it's not even this. Maybe it's the next podcast that I start. Or maybe I get lucky enough to be in the next Mayberry Man movie or something like that.
There's a sequel coming.
There's a sequel
coming, man. So I hear. But
how was that?
Crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah, So
it came about, you were telling me that you were in Dubai. Is that when you auditioned?
The way this Mayberry Man's a movie, it's in theaters now. People probably don't know that. It's an independently funded film. I received a role in the film.
And the movie is based on
it's the Andy Griffith Show.
The Andy Griffith Show.
It's written, directed, produced by Stark Howell, co-produced by Cord Howell. Check it out. They're on a theater tour right now. But the way it worked is I was home on leave before the deployment in Dubai, and Stark is my neighbor, and he called me over, and he had a hard copy script. He said, hey, told me the idea. Basically, his father, Hoke Howell, was in the Andy Griffith Show in real life. There's this thing called Mayberry Festival that happens in North Carolina, Mount Airy, which is where Andy Griffith's from, and then there's another one in Dansville, Indiana. There's just a huge Andy Griffith fan base there.
They love it.
They love it. Stark, a couple years back, got invited to Mayberry Fest in honor of his dad, to represent his dad. So he would go there. They would have pictures of his dad, Hoke, who played Dud Wash in the show, and he would sign, and he would go in the parade, and he would honor his dad. And I don't know if it was the first time he went or the second time he went, but he thought to himself, dude, I can write a script. Oh, this is great. Yeah. So he wrote a family film G-rated script about this big-time movie director who gets sentenced by he gets in trouble in a small town. I got distracted there. I know the plot, okay? I got distracted there is what happened, just so people know. I as an actor, as a thespian, I take it very serious to know, the ins and outs of every film I participate in.
I mean, you get a heckler like that, you kick him out.
That's what I'm saying. You're out, buddy. This is Hollywood.
Off my set.
But yeah, so a judge sentences this big hotshot movie star to go to Mayberry Festival to humble him. He doesn't go to jail, none of that stuff. He goes to Mayberry Festival, and the rest, kind of just unravels itself. Stark had me in mind to play this bailiff. It's weird calling him Stark. He was Mr. Howell my whole life, but now he's a director, and I'm a big time movie star, so he's Stark. But he had me written for this bailiff script, and he asked me to read for it, and I sent in an audition to him reading the script, and he was like, dude, no, this is not a funny role, you're being way too funny. So he wrote something else for me. It was already in. I don't think he wrote it for me, but he said, hey, look, you can be the Apple Man. This is what you can be. They pulled it out of an episode of the Andy Griffith Show. I think I read for that as well, sent it in. He said, yeah, this will work. So I get back from deployment. This is all while I'm overseas on deployment. Get back from deployment, get out of the military. He gives me the dates. I film it, and then a year later it's released. And
where'd you film it?
I filmed in North Carolina, Mount Airy. Yeah, so that's actually where the festival was taking place. And acting is really kind of whack.
Really?
Look, man, it was different for me because I had one scene, never done it before, showed up. My scene was 10 to 15 minutes, and no, less, way less. I think my scene's 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
And it took 4 hours to film it, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not complaining. It was an awesome opportunity. I'll probably do it again, but it's not what people think it is. I can tell you that.
Craft services?
It was craft services, yeah. Your boy, dude. They had these...
Apple Man gained some weight?
Apple Man... dude, I ate 50 apples for this scene because I'm active. I don't want to give anything away. See the movie.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. I mean, I'm the Apple Man.
That part out.
Dude, I already told you this, but the two things that went horribly wrong on my big movie debut. One, IMDb drops the cast list, spells my name wrong.
Come on.
Horrible. I mean, come on. One job. Two, walking down the red carpet, my fly is completely down. And my shirt's tucked in, dude, so everyone saw it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, in situations like that, I instantly get mad at my friends that I've, been around all day. Dude, I know you saw this. There's no way you didn't see this, bro. My polka dot, underwear were, creeping out. People saw it, and they were just too... What do you think I was going to get offended if you told me? Yeah, man. I was in a movie. It was really weird. Would you act?
Yeah, I would do it. I mean...
I remember I listened to the episode with you and Joe McNamara.
Oh, yeah.
Who's a great comedian, really funny.
Yeah.
Him and I did a couple mics together the other night.
Cool.
But I remember on the episode you guys had, you were talking about, I would love to put a lot of time into making, a sitcom with all these open micers or something like that, or a show.
Really?
Yeah, he said it on your episode. You don't remember talking about that? It was brief. You guys didn't talk about it much, but he was I would love to write a show. And
yeah. Okay, I know. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah,
It's so possible.
Yeah.
It's so possible, dude. Even today, you don't need a network. You could just put it online. Shane Gillis has Gilly and Keeves, which is awesome. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's Shane Gillis got canceled so he got hired on by SNL.
Yeah.
They dug into his past, saw that he said some really bad slurs on a podcast.
Yeah.
And then that went national, and he got canceled. And then he said, F you guys, I'm going to do it myself. By the way, you shouldn't say Asian slurs. I'm not supporting that part of it. But, made his own sketch show on YouTube, and now he's killing it. And stark, man. I watched this guy conceptualize an idea, write a script, crowdfund it, get all of it together during COVID. There's so many barriers, and he just made this film. Even on the day of the release, like on the debut that I went to a couple weekends ago, it was raining. Like nothing was going right, but this guy was just smiling the whole time and got it done. And now he has a movie that is up for distribution, and there's a theater tour going around. My parents were able to see it in L.A., which is really cool. And it's all from an idea that he thought of. He didn't have the money to fund it himself. He had a crowd fund. So like, it was very inspirational, and I wish I told him that. But just seeing that happen, like, dude, like
he'll watch this.
Yeah, he will. I see your numbers, bro.
Yeah.
But it's just so possible to do something like that.
Yeah.
Especially like, I think that could be something unique, like a bunch of open micers having like a sketch show or something like that.
Yeah.
I got no basis for this, but I'm just saying, like, it could totally be an idea that works. And just, I don't know, the era we're in with the internet, there's just so many opportunity for stuff like that, man.
Dude, half the battle, there's a quote, there's a saying, half the battle is just doing it or starting or trying, or I don't know what people say, but just trying to do it. I mean, we get so many of our ideas get stopped short before we even try.
Yeah, like, it's like the hardest belt to get is the white belt.
Yes,
you
the
know?
hardest belt. Can I use that one?
You can use that one.
You can talk your way out of doing anything by just thinking about it enough. There's a way out of it. If you just, the longer you wait, eventually you can talk yourself out of doing it.
The first stand-up must be a huge thing of why people don't do stand-up.
Oh yeah,
just
dude.
the idea of getting up there for the first time, and you're probably gonna fail. You're probably not gonna get laughs. It's probably gonna suck.
Nobody wants to do that though. Everyone has this dream in their mind. I'm gonna go the first time, and it's gonna kill.
Like, dude,
I'm gonna coast from there on
dude,
out.
I've been funny my whole life.
Yeah.
You kidding me? I just gotta go up there and open my mouth. But I think when I first got to Austin, dude, the first couple of days, I told myself, day one, get yourself unpacked. Day two, you're going to a mic. And I just kept putting it off, finally did it. But, like, also, it's hard, like, just moving to a city, like, dude, that Bodslava website, do you ever go on there?
Yeah.
Like, isn't updated or,
Yeah.
like, I went to so many places that, like, dude, we stopped doing an open mic, like, years ago.
Yeah.
Well, update it, man. Come on.
Yeah.
But once you get in the circle and final, like, and also getting on stage, how did you do your first time doing stand-up? Do you remember?
The very first time I did stand-up was at a bar when I was at school, actually. No, actually, after I graduated school, I did one open mic in the Santa Barbara area in between.
Did you have jokes, or did you think you were just going to go up there and, like, mess around?
No, yeah, I had a 5-minute
nice.
joke bit about plastic, metal straw or paper straws.
Oh, it was in that era.
I did 5 minutes on paper straws.
Did it kill?
No. But there was nobody there. It was just like 5 drunk people, so it was a bad experience. But
that too.
No, I didn't do well.
Yeah. It's so easy to get discouraged.
Yeah.
It's so easy to have, like, 3 or 4 back-to-back mics where you just tank. But, like, I think the mindset shift is, dude, I think it's more important to bomb. You know, I think it's more early, at least. Like, if you're like 10 years in, you're bombing every night. Maybe this isn't for you, but, like, at first, to get those out of the way, to one, know what it feels like, because it's gonna happen. I mean, all the goats still talk about, like, times that they bomb.
Yeah.
You know, so it's never gonna go away. But just to know what doesn't work is more powerful than to know what works, because if you have the sword, you have the shield. You know. Wow. And that's what I didn't mean to blow your mind. But
I'm gonna be up all night thinking about that.
Yeah. But no, it's like I think, I just think that's maybe not more important, but equally as important, because I don't think it's good for anyone to. It's like spoiling a child.
Yeah.
You know, it's like giving kids, like, we went to the same high school.
Yeah.
I drove a 1998 Honda Civic. Okay. It was 4-screen, like my eyes. It was stick shift. The thing was awful.
Yeah.
Okay. Every day I had you find where you want to park. There's this girl who would park next to me with a BMW who was matching to her brother. I'm not going to say the license plate because it'll give away who the person is. But the license plate was disgusting.
We'll bleep it.
The license plate said Daddy Paid. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, I think I remember something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was.
Yeah. Actually, you don't even have to bleep that. I'm not going to say the name. But
Yeah.
anyways, so like my parents are we live in the same place as this person.
Yeah.
I had to get a job to buy a 1998 Honda Civic.
Yeah.
She obviously didn't.
Right.
You know? So like there's going to be a different trajectory here
Right.
because I'm learning work ethic and she's learning when she wants something, she gets
Yeah.
it. And it's the same way. If you're a comic who kills every night early on,
Yeah.
you're just going to think you're invincible.
Right.
It's like, it doesn't matter what I say until it matters, and then you realize, oh, I haven't written anything because
Yeah.
I just thought I could be funny. So I think it's really important when you bomb, like I did the other night. Then I went to another mic that same night and killed, and it's like, all right, I'm back. You know,
Back,
that's
baby.
all you need is like
Yeah.
to balance it out because it's gonna happen. Like
And
you
look
said,
at-
even
yeah.
if your best set, you could be doing it for a room that has already heard it and you don't know.
Yeah.
So
Do you think, I mean, you've enjoyed doing comedy up until this point, right? Are you happy where you're at? Do you feel like you're...
yeah.
How'd the first time go for you?
You were there.
Oh, right. It did go well. Yeah, that's
I
fine.
think it went okay.
Yeah.
I think it
But
went
how
okay.
did you feel after it? Did you feel
Electric.
You did?
Electric, dude.
That's awesome.
I felt amazing. I was driving so fast on my way home, you know, just like
Yeah.
fired up, windows down. I was like looking at the sunset, slapping the side of my car.
Yeah. I remember the first time I did well, I like almost started crying in my car afterwards. Like getting strangers to laugh, it was insane.
Are you
feeling.
talking about like the first time like you like slayed a room? Or just
Yeah.
Because like that is powerful, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like addicting.
Yeah, I mean,
That was
it's-
disgusting the way I just said that. But like, you know what I mean.
But
Like,
it's moments like that that keep you going and
Yeah.
keep you going back out there, you know?
Yeah. And I think
If you don't, yeah.
there's going to be, are you watching the tiers of like stand up? What I mean is like, you can see there's levels to open mics. There's like open micers. There's
Yeah.
like entry, which
Yeah.
I probably consider myself.
Uh-huh.
And then there's like the middle. You can tell they've been doing this for a while. There's something there.
Yeah.
If they keep it up, they can break through.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the breakthrough, where these guys have been doing it 5-6 years. It's just a matter of time before they're not a completely famous comic, but they got guest spots. They're opening. They're on tour.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing these guys that are about to break loose, and I'm excited to be like the next guy up.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of where I feel like I'm at. I don't know if you see it the same way, but
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm still at the beginning stages.
and it takes a while to get out of that. I'm sure.
I feel good, and you know, there's half of me that feels very uncomfortable and is eager to get better and keep working harder, but there's another side of me that's like, you know, I really don't want to be those guys who are just starting out and who are bitter and who feel like, why haven't they gotten their opportunities
Dude,
yet?
I've been seeing it.
And
You
it's like,
see that.
dude, I'm not like, I can't imagine having the confidence to like, I don't want to be the worst person on a show or something like I want to, once those opportunities come, I want to feel comfortable and prepared for it, and
Like
still
you've
a little
earned it.
scared, I'm
Yeah.
sure, but
Yeah.
I never want to be that guy who's asking for opportunities, like, please, like, just squeak me on here, and then I fucking bomb, and like,
That's, I guess, the grounds I'm trying to find now is like, do I wait for someone to ask me to do a spot, or am I supposed to be more proactive about this? And again, I've been doing it for a month and a half, so I'm not
Mhm.
expecting anything yet. But like, I don't know how to reach that next level. I don't know if it takes a certain amount of inserting myself, or do I just keep showing up, doing my thing, and when my time comes, my time comes. That's something that I'm figuring out.
yeah, I mean, I think it works different for different people. I'm realizing some people expect people to come up and ask for spots on shows. Other people will be very turned off if you ask them for a spot.
Yeah.
And so how you read that is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I stick on the side of not asking people for things. There was
Yeah.
a thing on Austin Comedy where Kate Lois, she was saying like, I'm booking for this show next month. Like, DM me. Don't be shy if you want to get on it. So then I felt comfortable approaching in that way.
You just had a show, huh? You had a showcase or something?
Or
you just
so
promoting
yeah,
it?
all the opportunities that I've gotten so far, which has probably been 2 or 3 hosting gigs at the Roma Room and 1 or 2 like guest spots on something, have come from just not me asking for shit.
Yeah, I think
And that's the way that I prefer to do it.
my dad when I left for the military, he like I was saying, my dad's old. He served in Vietnam, boots on ground, baby. He told me, when you go to boot camp, when you do this, keep your head down, work hard, and let them come to you. Yeah. Don't be the guy who's raising your hand, trying to do everything.
Right.
If you prove yourself, you'll be the guy that does that. And that's kind of followed me through life. And like, I see, trying to really, I'll sling it. I see people that do shows where it's like, I've never seen you make a person laugh.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, I have a feeling that you inserted yourself here, and you put someone in an awkward spot, and they put you. I don't know. I'm not even saying I'm ready to do it.
Yeah.
If given the opportunity, I'm gonna take it,
right.
And we'll find out. But trying to make Pops proud, dude. Just work hard.
Yeah.
Because I think it's more important to show up every night and make people laugh,
right,
than it is to start networking. Now I have nothing to network.
Right.
Yeah.
And let me worry about that a few years from now when I'm like, okay, well, this is just weird because I'm fucking killing every night. Everybody's dying laughing.
Yeah.
How come no one? Then let me start.
If it gets to that point, then.
But I know that I'm not as confident that I'm at that point yet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And there's something I think to be said about the first impression that someone gets to you.
For
you know
sure.
what I'm saying? So if you're on these showcases or whatever and you got, somehow squeaked into this opportunity, but you bomb. Just like maybe in the military, it's sometimes hard for somebody to unsee you the way they first saw you.
For sure.
Right?
For sure. I mean.
So it can maybe do more harm than good in some cases. I don't know.
This is a big military. Perception's reality. You know? If you're perceived as being funny, you're funny.
Right.
It's like the whole cancel culture. It doesn't matter if you get accused of something and proven innocent. Yeah. You're still the guy that got accused of doing it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to shake that. But like, that's a huge consideration when it's time to do these shows. Like, you better be ready,
right?
Because if you tank your first one, are you gonna get a second one?
Yeah.
You know, if you do really good on your first one, you're probably gonna get a second one.
I also think so many of these shows are booked just people putting their friends on, which I mean, I guess whatever, but so there is that side,
and that's
of it
okay too, because ultimately the audience decides.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But it also pushes me to just start my own show. All these people are just normal people who, and I've been thinking about it for a while, just like I thought about doing this podcast for a while and didn't act on it, or just like I thought about doing stand-up for a while and didn't act on it. But I want to find a venue and start doing my own showcase because I feel like I could host it and I could put who I want on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's good or bad, but I've talked to people who do their own showcases and they're like, people respect you more once they see that you're doing something else, and maybe it's fucked up that they're like, oh, maybe if I put him on, he'll put me on his. But that seems to be the way the way people work.
Yeah, and I also think that there's kind of like I don't know if you agree with this, but I feel like we have a little like circle community like of the Romo Room Squad, where we have that firepower. You know, like if I or you wanted to start a showcase, I already have 7 comics in the back of my head, which are included on that list. I would hit up right away and have them on because I see what they do. I know how good they are.
Yeah.
And dude, in a month and a half, I've already seen, including myself, like it's really fast progression if you're doing it a lot. Like you can see in a matter of weeks somebody getting better. Like they figured out one little thing on stage that is making them comfortable. That's helping, the message be received by the audience.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. That's something that I eventually would like to look into too. But I think
Go ahead.
right now is reps.
Yeah, and it's also like we're not. The people who should be thinking about this more are the ones who've been doing it 6 or 7 years and who are still at the same level. Like that would drive me crazy into a mode of where I need to do something. Or I'm just not, whatever.
You see the complacency.
Yeah.
Because not even half a year, dude, and wheels are spinning and, like, ideas are coming out of, like, because I think podcasts and any internet content, it can be so complementary to a career in stand-up.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'm getting all these ideas, and then I see the people that have been doing it for 7 years, and it's like your idea, the only thing you're thinking about is going to an open mic tonight. What, like, dude, this isn't like college baseball, bro. There's no scouts.
Right.
You know, there's not gonna be someone sitting in the back that discovers you, and then tomorrow you're on Leno.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen like that. Which is kind of how it used to. In
Yeah.
stand-up. In stand-up, it used to be, you get into a club, you get reps, people like are seeing you take off, you're doing great, you're doing spots, you're doing tours, and then you're on, what's his name?
Johnny Carson.
God, it's so embarrassing.
No, we'll
Talking
clip
about
it.
how many clip it.
We're going to overdub.
Timestamp that.
I'll send you a bunch of things to overdub.
But no,
Well, it wasn't as competitive back then. There weren't as many
You don't think
people
so?
doing comedy.
I guess you're right, yeah.
Most people were more practical thinking. Now we're in the age of everybody wants to be a celebrity or a TikToker, and it sucks to want to do comedy because part of you thinks maybe back then I still would have wanted to be a comedian, but
now where do you stand with that?
what?
So, you're pursuing comedy.
Yeah.
If it works out, you could potentially be a celebrity.
Yeah.
Is that something you want?
Or
Or are you just so, not to form the answer for you here, but like, are you just so attracted to the lifestyle of being a comedian that whatever comes with it, you're okay with?
dude, I think there's a sick part of me that probably wants that attention or fame.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's healthy.
No.
But I like to think most of me doesn't.
But you're admitting, I mean,
Yeah.
anybody would have denied that.
I think, dude, if you've never had fame, some ounce of that must feel cool. It must have felt cool walking down the red carpet, even though it was,
Yeah.
it's not like
For
anything
sure.
crazy happened over it. But
Yeah,
just the fact that you have an IMDb page must feel a little bit cool.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So,
Dude, I mean,
but I'm sure you get sick of it eventually.
There's a fine line, man, because like, I don't know where I want to be a comedian. I know that.
Yeah.
Will I become one? I don't know. I don't think
You already are a comedian,
I'm a comedian, a successful one,
a professional,
a
making it
famous,
as a living.
a famous comedian.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would handle fame, man. I don't think I'd be good with it.
But there's plenty of touring comedians who make a living who aren't famous.
That's where I'd like to
really.
sit. That's where I'd like to sit.
I mean, is Ari Shaffir famous?
In
In a
it's niche.
circle,
It's
yeah,
niche,
but he can probably walk around pretty well
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah, he went and lived in Ecuador
Yeah.
during the pandemic, and nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, Jerry Seinfeld goes to Ecuador, they know who he is.
Yeah, I don't know if I could handle that level or Joe Rogan level,
Yeah.
but
Well, in the beauty of it now, you heard that?
yeah.
There's a critter over there.
All right.
Don't be alarmed.
Doesn't it feel like something could just fucking burst out at any
A gator
second?
for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not actually a gator. Definitely not, because I know there's no gators here.
But maybe
that's-
like a swamp monster.
Yeah.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Are there oysters in here? Is that why you said something about that?
Oyster Landing. There shouldn't
Is this
be.
fresh
right?
water?
Yeah, it should be. It's fresh water. But I think, yeah.
You don't have a
Who knows?
salinity. You don't have like anything to test the salinity on here.
I do not. I never even heard the word salinity in my life.
Do you know
I'm
what it
embarrassed
is?
to say.
Are you assuming what it is?
Oyster.
No, I believe,
salt water.
I believe it's the amount of salt in water.
Oh, the
level of
salinity.
salinity.
Yeah, I should have known that.
Which affects buoyancy,
Ah.
and that's just a little, little
This-
lesson for the kiddos at home.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, dude, we got to stay informational,
Educational. Yeah.
I think of a life where people know who I am on a large scale, and I could see it being like overwhelming to leave the house.
Yeah.
Like I could see, not that I don't like this isn't Zac Efron fame where you got girls chasing after you.
Yeah.
That'll never happen. That'll never happen to me. I know that.
Yeah.
But
I think it could. Dude.
maybe angsty teenage dudes.
Yeah.
That's probably my clientele. I really gotta I really gotta structure these sentences better. Looking back on that last one, but I don't know, man.
I'm like, I'll worry about that when I get.
Yeah.
I'll contemplate that once
It
it's on
is
the
a
doorstep.
stupid thing to like keep you up now.
Do I want to be super famous? Yeah. Hey, why'd you stop doing comedy, dude? I just couldn't handle the fame, man.
Dude,
I
I'll tell you
just,
this, man. I'll tell you this. When I received that hard copy script, and I was going to write this into a joke, maybe I still will. You'll never feel more ballin' sitting in an LAX terminal, because he got me right when I was leaving town, handed me the script, reading a hard copy script, bro. There was like I swear, there was like a half moon of people. I think I heard a lady say, dude, I think that's Frankie Muniz. Yeah, but it's just me. And I don't even know if I should take that as a compliment, but when they called now boarding for Section E, and I stood up and walked to the back of the plane, it was so quickly how they turned on me, dude. Like, oh, this is a nobody, man. He's going back to Toledo. He's fine.
Dude, I think I might just start printing scripts and hanging out at the airport.
You don't even have to put words on them, dude. Just a large stack of paper and just thumb through it, because they'll be too nervous to get close enough.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah,
practice, before you get there, start practicing how you hold the script at the airport.
Yeah. Posture's big. Posture's big. And don't be afraid to do the finger lick when you're turning the pages.
Yeah.
That's looking back on that question, that's a really stupid thing to think about.
What?
The fame. But
no, it's cool to think about.
It's cool to think about, but not on like a realistic level, because like I believe that you and I could definitely break through, you know, to doing this professionally.
Oh wow.
But
thanks.
But the odds are stacked against us.
Yeah.
You know?
I think time and commitment is the biggest obstacle for guys like us. There's some guys that should just stop.
Yeah.
But I think for you and I think for a lot of comedians that I see in open micers, I think it's possible. It's just the right way that you go about things.
Yeah.
The right strategy.
I mean, dude, life still happens too.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably a lot of people that were getting to that point and then, shit, I got my girlfriend pregnant. Need to make money. So I mean, I could see both sides of it.
Dude, I mean, but guys like you and I, we're willing to get that. We'll drive to Louisiana for that abortion.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not going to let that get in the way of our career.
Look, man. I don't even know how to spin that. But yeah, no.
But do you have something to say?
No.
Okay.
Normally not.
Shit, I'm sorry. That was rude of me as the interviewer.
No, it's okay. This is your ship, dude.
Well, I wanted to parlay it into how, and I don't even know if I used that word right, but I'm going to stick with it. I wanted to parlay that into you're taking classes now.
Yeah.
You're thinking about being a firefighter. Mm-hmm. How does that work into you pursuing stand-up comedy?
Look, this is where I contradict myself. This is where I go back and say the Goggins mentality sometimes is the best. Focus on one thing, be the best at it, right? Because when I started I'm in EMT school now.
Yeah.
And you know, it makes joke writing harder, it makes showing up to open mics harder, it makes all that stuff harder. But also, like, dude, if you do it the right way, if you approach anything in life the right way, you can accomplish more than one thing at once. And now I know within the first 4, 5, maybe even 10 years of comedy, I'm going to be an open micer. You know? This isn't going to happen overnight. It's crazy how many people don't know that. It is. The people that are actively doing this don't understand how long this is going to take.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that as well, but like,
my mom being one of them.
Okay, but I even mean like the comedians.
Yeah. No, she's an open micer. She's been at it for years.
Really?
I'm like, Mom, it's probably time to hang it out. She's
man,
like,
I'm too
just
gullible.
kidding.
But that'd be awesome, dude. Guest spot Nico's mom. That'd be awesome.
And you just see us I'm showing up to a mic and my mom's like there. Like I'm like, Mom.
Her bit is like she just has an album of baby pictures. And like
it's so embarrassing. I said don't go to the Roma room when I'm going.
How quickly before your mom surpasses you too, dude? That would suck.
Yeah. Dude.
But I just think that I know who I am, and it's largely part of why I joined the military. I'm not okay not feeling like I'm giving back somehow. It's my DNA, I guess. And I'm not saying I joined the military to be some patriot and go defend. I joined the military for a lot of reasons. I needed structure. I needed direction.
Try to get that money.
Trying to get that, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
If you're trying to get that money, maybe go to college. But you know, being a firefighter is something that I wanted to do since like a young age, and that's not even a lock-in, dude. It's super competitive. I think being a veteran and still being young is going to help me, but it's not my way in. I still have a long way, but if I Dude, the way that schedule structured is you work like 2 to 3 days a week.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next 2 to 3 days you have off, which to me screams like if I'm at a firehouse waiting for a fire, that's opportunity for me to be writing jokes and be thinking about stuff. And then on those 3 days off, I can go hard in the paint at mics. And, you know, like we were talking about, like, especially if I stay and do it in Austin where I'm already building a reputation for myself and building like platforms. And if we start doing these showcases, like, I just think it can be very compatible. And eventually it'll be a point where I have to decide which one I want to take. But, dude, this is something that, like, I know I moved to Austin for stand-up. Like, I know I want to do this. Like, I took a huge leap. I've taken it serious. I'm getting on stage as much as I can. And then I'm also studying my ass off to do EMT.
Yeah.
I can't ensure that not one of them is going to take a hit.
Yeah.
But I can ensure that I do my very best on both of them and see what happens. And, look, I'm sure, I know there's going to come a point where I got to choose one of them, whether – it's like, look, dude, you've been doing stand-up for 12 years. And nothing's coming your way.
Yeah.
You have this career. Just ride it off into the sunset. Because at the end of the day, I think I could live with failure, man. I'm not sure I can live with not trying, you know?
Right.
And it's something I wanted to do, so I'm just going after it, man. And, dude, like, I'm making friends, you know? I'm building a community. I'm doing something. I'm not just sitting in my room every night. I'm going out, going to these mics, seeing comedians, going to shows. I mean, dude, it's a fun life regardless. And if it gets to the point where it doesn't work out, I'm not going to view it as a waste.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably not the easiest route doing two things like that. But it's just what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
But, I mean, I think it could go either way. Living as a firefighter is obviously probably more comfortable than working at, Subway or working at the Blind Pig as a bar tender, right? Like if I don't know what you would do if you didn't, but you have to support yourself somehow.
For sure.
And so I think that comfortability of that job and it's something that I've even considered. Like I thought about it. I was like, should I be a firefighter? And then I can, the time thing. My dad's a firefighter. My brother just became a firefighter 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
And so I've thought about that, and it's still I don't know if I'm, but I think that comfortability of, a job like that could make you potentially not pursue comedy as well, because you feel it's easier to just lean into that. You're making good money and stuff, but it could also give you the comfortability to pursue comedy for longer. Yeah. To where
that's kind of what I think.
Yeah, it's like you're, it's replacing, I guess. What would you be doing?
We're good. I'm. If that thing tries anything, dude.
There's a lot of jumping fish out here.
A lot of jumpers.
It could make you pursue it longer and having that comfortability to do it on the side.
I think.
As opposed to going to the bars and getting drunk after work. Like, what are you going to replace that with?
Right. Point of view and perspective is everything. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that would see what I'm doing and be like, he's just forming a safety net for himself, and it's going to backfire because he's going to get too comfortable.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's not my perspective, so I don't think, like, my point. There's two things I want to do in life, and I'm going to do it. Like, that's just the way I see it. Because... Bro, none of this is real. Like, none of this is real because
should we sink the boat?
We could sink the boat, and I guarantee you we'd be fine, dude. I could stay under there for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is, like, this is just a ride, man. This life is just a ride because at the end of the day, the only thing guaranteed is we're going to die, So the structure, and it goes back to the whole society thing, which was kind of a joke, but also kind of, like, the way I think is that I don't have to do it the way people are telling me to do it. I can do it the way I do it. And if I fail, then I fail and I start over, man. I'm young, like, and I don't know. I see both sides of the coin where but like that comfortability and having that job could help me focus on stand up more. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Don't have to, So I don't have to work the shit job. I'm a work at a bar right now on the weekends. Hate it.
Yeah.
I could never do that. I do it twice a week. And I went from like the importance of my job in the military and everything we did, ballistic missile defense in the South China Sea, escorting high-value assets into the most tensioned waterways in the Middle East. And now my primary duty is to stop the trash from overflowing so drunk people have a safe place to place their empty receptacles. You know?
Yeah, you're doing big stuff now. That was just...
Right. This is the real
then.
stuff.
This is the real world.
So I just think, like, that's stressful. And there's so many comedians that build, I guarantee you, and I've seen a little, build stress and discontent for life, and their point of views get altered because of that low level of like that lifestyle, man. It's not fun. It's not fun to work a bar, get off at 2 a.m. every night exhausted, and then try to wake up and go to an open mic. And your only hope of getting out of this life is if comedy blows up, right? Whereas if I'm a firefighter, I love what I do, I'm having fun, I'm good to ride that into the sunset if need be.
Yeah.
But that's not how if I look at it like that, I don't think it's going to help me. I think I just have to do the job because I like it and then continue to try to be a stand-up.
Yeah.
To answer your question.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that perspective.
So.
And I've been thinking about that so much lately, about my mental capacity for doing comedy. And like, you know, I used to think about it, just get up as much as possible. Like you hear people, just get up on stage as much as possible. But I'm realizing now that there's a way to structure my life to get the most out of comedy and just my life to be happy.
Right. Definitely. So, balance is key, man.
Yeah, and I'm not one of those
keeping us dry right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
My butt's getting a little
moist.
No, just a little sore.
Oh, okay.
I got weak butt bones.
I didn't want to. I know.
Yeah.
Just by looking at you, I know. I don't want to say that, but I know.
It is what it is. But yeah, I think it's cool, and I think it gives you a different perspective than how many open micers are unemployed or work at bars or whatever it is. You know, you're the firefighter guy, and then you show up with your fire hat and your turnouts, and you show up, and that becomes your shtick. Yeah, and it's just
that's another thing is
you change your name to, you just write fireman.
Yeah,
and people know you as the fireman.
And it helps that I have a bright red face all the time too. That's the fireman.
Yeah. And would you call it auburn or red hair? What would you?
Depends how the sun hits it, really.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it has a tint of orange.
But your normal hair is not the same color as your beard.
I mean, I'm blonde right now.
But that's fake.
This is what... Easy, pal. Easy, buddy. It's not fake.
I'm getting too comfortable.
It's not fake. What I did is I sprayed a little... There's this thing called... my little cousin, she had this thing called Sun-In. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Right. So I sprayed a little Sun-In in my hair, and this happened.
Yeah.
Aggressively.
Okay. So my mistake, it's real.
It's real, but fake real. Like, the sun did it. Yeah. Apparently Sun-In's like lemon juice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if like I was running through a lemon orchard and a lemon just popped on my head and then the sun hit it and I turned blonde, would we call it fake? What would we call it in that situation?
Yeah, you got me on my toes.
All natural things. A lemon's natural.
You're right.
The sun.
Right.
Me running through a lemon orchard happens all the time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I guess for that sake, those tattoos could be real too. If you just, gotta.
I'll have you know these are birthmarks. I'm very self-conscious about. Do you got any ink?
No. My parents won't let me. So
Yeah.
They said when I'm 25, I can get a tattoo.
Okay. So next year or this year? When do you turn 25?
Next year, March.
You really are aging nicely, man.
Thank you.
You're one of those guys that could either be you could either be 36 or 17.
Oh, awesome.
You know.
Cool.
And that all that power's in your hands, you know?
Yeah.
You walk in slouched, maybe you're sagging your pants a little bit.
Yeah. I think being clean shaven helps a lot. Mm-hmm. I can't really grow a beard too well, so that.
How do you does anybody in your family grow a beard?
Not a respectable one.
Okay.
I mean, not like a Stuecki.
Is this respectable?
Yeah. For sure. I mean, that's a beard. Yeah. You're a guy with a beard.
Appreciate
if
that.
you saw me trying, you'd be like, that's a guy trying.
Here's the thing that you should know this, and because you're winning.
Yeah.
You have a magnificent head of hair.
Thank you.
And that's I'm telling you, any bald guy with a beard will tell you, I wish I had hair. So that's the only thing. Like, this hair is probably going to be gone 10 years. Mm-hmm. The hairline's not. It's getting back there.
Dude, I mean, some of the best comedians are bald.
Okay,
So-
I don't think because they're bald.
Balding is it's a sign of wisdom.
Okay.
It's a guy who,
You think so?
I think so.
You don't think it's a sign of a guy that just has been boozing way too hard for years, smoking cigarettes, doesn't work out, doesn't eat right, stressed?
Those guys have a lot of wisdom sometimes. Even
Yeah,
if they're
they
a
can tell
little
you.
crazy.
They can tell you how to stay out of the slammer,
Yeah.
or to get out once you've gotten in.
Right.
So,
But no, I do feel lucky that I have hair. Maybe one day it'll go, but
do you have a dog?
no.
Okay,
But
it's great.
yeah, I want one.
That's
but
great.
I'm also like,
Yeah,
you got a big pup, right?
Huge.
You got it's a pit bull.
he's a lab. There's something else there. I don't know what he is. He's a lab, an English lab, but people like he might have a little Great Dane in him or something. I don't know.
Does it hold you back in any way?
It holds me back. When I went to Indiana.
Yeah.
For I had to find someone to watch my dog.
Oh, yeah.
It's a responsibility.
I'll watch your dog if you ever need it.
We have
I'd
that
love to.
recorded,
No, yeah, I love
Okay.
my girlfriend. Literally asks me every day to get a dog.
dude.
I don't want to say she asked me, but she suggests to me, "Hey, let's go get a dog," and I say,
All right.
"Uh,
Well, I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
no, yeah,
Not
for
that
sure.
I don't have
I'd
like a
love
lot
to."
of. I don't have a lot of travel plans, but he's a great dog.
As a non-dog owner, it's so nice to be around.
It's being an uncle.
It's being an uncle.
It's like you got to give him his first beer, take him
Yeah.
to the Dodger game, teach him about tits, and then not have to change his diaper.
I love dogs, but I also love the freedom of not having a dog.
Yeah, yeah. But having him, man, like I live by myself.
Right. If I was by myself, I might do
It's
that.
so nice.
Yeah.
It's probably making me a little crazy if I'm being honest, because
Yeah.
like I'm at the point. You know what? I'll just say it, Nico. I'm at the point where I've completely humanized this dog.
Oh yeah.
You know, like where it's just like he's like my
getting in
buddy.
there?
We don't like. Wait, what? Oh, what did you say?
I said you're getting in there.
Oh, I mean, well, he does well for himself.
Damn.
My
he likes
dog-
peanut butter or what?
Well, no, he just crushes it at the dog park.
Oh, okay.
Like, dude,
That's cool. You're like the wingman.
I'm the wingman. I bring him to the hookers, and then
Yeah.
I don't pay for him, but I'm picking up his poop, so it's kind of, you know. But no, dude.
Yeah, you're getting laid through vicariously or something like that.
Well, he's helping me out.
Oh yeah,
He has.
dude, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
A dog is a good.
Yeah.
Girls trust you more,
Yeah.
and they just think you're cute because the dog is cute, maybe.
And you're a taken man.
Yeah, I'm taking.
Okay. And not for me. I'm just not. I wasn't asking for me.
No,
just
dude.
for-
I mean,
So if a couple.
I don't have a
mermaids-
boyfriend, so I
Okay.
could ask my girlfriend.
Times are changing, man.
Yeah.
Times are changing,
She
and I'd
says
be the
no, bro,
perfect
yeah.
dude. Because here's the thing, man. It would just be like you wouldn't feel pressured to please me. Like it would just be like we'd be
out.
watching like sports, slapping
Space
each other on the
Jam.
ass, drinking beer. Sometimes
Yeah.
I think about that, man. Like why didn't I get the gay gene?
Yeah.
Because dude, they don't struggle, man, to get to get it in.
To get some ass.
To get some ass. They don't struggle. They do way better than I think the normal heterosexual male.
Oh yeah, two guys.
I'm just saying, as far as like getting laid is much easier.
Right.
Dude.
And you'd think it'd be harder because there's so much fewer.
Oh, I don't think there is anymore, Nico.
Oh, there's not?
I don't think there is anymore.
You think there's more?
I'll tell you this,
Okay.
and this I cannot say names,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I'm gonna want it now.
maybe off mic.
Yeah.
But even the risk of this slipping out through the blurb and someone hearing it, I can't take.
Yeah.
But there's this guy that I know who told me he's openly gay,
Yeah.
and he went to high school with me, so you may know him.
Yeah.
He told me, I think 2 years ago, so 2019, he told me that he was name dropping people on the football team that hit him up that he was doing things with. Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah. And,
Dude, that
and I
must
was
be
like,
so much
dude,
fun.
why? Like, I'm not saying I wanted you to, but how come you never hit me up? Like, am I just not that I was on the football team? I'm not. Like, what about when you find out that a gay guy was hitting up your friends and not you? It kind of hurts.
Yeah.
Not that I wanted to, I would have politely declined, but it's like, what don't I have? And he's like, dude, you're not gay. And I'm like, so you can just tell. And he's like, yeah, I can just tell.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I would never do this. I'm not this type of person, but he gave me some serious dirt on people. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
that's fun.
If it's true.
I love that.
If it's true. We don't even know if it's true or not, but
yeah.
to answer
Well,
your
it
question,
is,
I think there's more than we know.
Oh, for sure,
yeah.
dude. And
well, we already know that,
yeah.
but like I think there's far more than we know.
I mean, when you get into bi-curiousnesses and stuff like that, howdy.
Interrupt your podcast, but by chance, you guys can spare water?
I'm empty here.
No, not to worry.
I can give you a sip of my water.
Nah,
Do you want some of it?
fine.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, though.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have a water bottle, but...
No worries.
Oh, no, this is the most interesting thing that's happened all podcast, so...
Don't edit this out because I want to.
What?
You mind if I sit around and listen?
Oh, yeah, come on over.
Wait, okay, I was about to talk shit about him, so now I'm not gonna. But anyways, we have an audience.
I'm pissed the cameras are gonna die pretty soon.
Are they about to die?
I don't know how much time we got left, but not a
I just
ton.
want to say before this guy comes up, he asked us for water. We offered him water, and then he declined. Okay. There's this old saying that somebody taught me. I don't even care who hears this at this point.
Yeah.
There's this family that got stuck in Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
There's this one guy, right?
Right.
Maybe a family, and he prayed to God. He was like, "Please get me out of here. Like, please send me something."
Uh-huh.
Right. So then a guy on a boat comes up, and he says, "What's up, man?" And he says, "Hey, I'm here to save you." And the guy's like, "Don't worry, God has a plan. God's gonna save me. Don't worry." So the guy in the boat drives away. Jet ski comes up. "Hey, we're here to save you. Don't worry, God's got a plan. He's gonna save me." Then a helicopter comes. "We're here to save you. Don't worry, God's got a plan." Before you know it, the water overflows. He dies, and he gets to heaven, and he's like, "God, why didn't you help me?" He's like, "You idiot, dude! I sent you 3 ways to get out of there. You just disregarded it."
Yeah.
So that's what we just had a little taste of. Is what I'm
I
getting.
love
at.
that.
But
I agree with that, yeah.
where,
I agree with that, yeah.
where do we go?
Are
From
you
here?
sure you don't want a sip of my water, man? Here. I do possibly have COVID. I don't think so, but
I can't risk it. I have a cousin with cancer. I can't risk it.
I don't think I have COVID. But I am a little sniffly.
I can't risk it. I'm sorry. Thank you for the offer.
Yeah,
But please continue on.
Yeah,
I love podcasts.
Oh,
A lot of
sweet.
pressure here. What's your name?
My name's Gerson. Nice to meet all of y'all.
Gerson?
Yes.
Gerson's watching us.
So
That's what
I
I
wish
was
we had a
gonna-
mic for Gerson to go
I
on.
know.
No, please.
It's
Okay.
what were we talking about?
He was talking about how someone died and
Oh, yeah.
the guy goes up to heaven and he's like, God, why don't you help me?
Yeah. What were we talking about before that though?
An array of different things, man. We were talking about dogs.
Oh yeah. Oh no, but we were talking about the gay community.
The gay community.
I think it would be so. I think it would just be kind of interesting to be gay, in a way.
Do you
Like,
do you
I
mind if
think
I
so-
ask your sexual orientation?
So I'm mainly straight, but I'll be honest, I had dabble on like the other side.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat this into the mic just because they can't hear that. He said he's mainly straight, but this is crazy. I'm so glad you just came over here. He's mainly straight, but he dabbles with guys. Now, when did you find out about that?
So by that, I mean, I'm not sexually attracted to him. I could say like he's very sexy or like, oh dang, he's good looking.
Okay.
But in bed wise, I wouldn't go that far.
So you've never gotten physical with me?
No, and I
Oh, dude, that's not. You're
no, but
straight.
the most I'll ever do is let my girl or my wife peg me. Like
Your wife pegs you.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not gay, dude.
No, but like
Well, isn't there's a G spot there?
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, God put the G spot in your butt for a reason, man.
so is it just pure straight right there at that point?
Yeah.
I think you're straight.
Oh, then I guess I'm pure straight.
I think
but
like you're saying that you can recognize when a man's beautiful.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the dudes that
I mean,
aren't
we're all
straight,
hot. We're all
I
hot.
think the guys. You know who ends up being the closeted gay? And I recently discovered a person like this.
The most
is the person
masculine
that's
out there.
dropping the F-bomb all the time, F-A-G,
Yeah, yeah.
calling everybody that, and is just completely like, if you try to hug him, dude, get off me. That
Right.
guy's gay.
Yeah.
But the guy that says, dude, Chris Pratt is a very beautiful
Yeah.
man, not gay. Maybe gay,
Yeah.
but you don't have to be gay to say
I
that.
think that's more like comfortable with your own sexuality and like masculinity.
Yeah,
So-
for sure.
Like, did you sense some of that on the football team? Was it some of the people you'd least expect?
Here's the thing, like, it's just the locker room is just a gay environment. Like, it's the first time in my life where people are like slapping me in the butt and grabbing things they shouldn't grab, saying things they shouldn't say. But you just think that's just boys being boys, and then I don't think anyone that I played sports with is openly gay. I don't know if anyone is, but it's interesting, I guess.
Can I start recording you?
Oh, sure. I don't mind.
Oh, this
I
is
feel like
great.
this will be.
I agree with that. When I went to basic
This
training.
is going to get put out, by the way. So
that's-
anything you say, just know.
Oof. And I do gotta watch out. Well,
But you don't, because nobody you know knows us.
who knows? I might know
I mean,
someone,
maybe.
Someone I don't know who watches y'all might recognize me like, hey, I know that guy.
That's true.
It's possible.
Just know,
but dude,
just know the
I got 2 listeners, dude.
know the possibilities
That's more
before
than
it.
0.
Yeah.
Just know the possibilities. Okay?
What's your name, first of all?
My name is Gerson.
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 Sorry, you just asked him. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, not
I'm
to worry.
Nico.
Nico.
This is Matt.
You
Nice
said
to meet you, man.
You said you just got out of the.
No, that was long ago. That was like 4 years ago.
What branch were you in?
Army.
Army. Okay.
I am still currently in service. I'm with the National Guard right now.
Oh.
So, but
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
supports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back in basic, it was I do understand the whole locker room thing. It was I will never forget a time where like we came from like a hard day of training, and one of my guys, we all got a shower, and I was just like looking in the mirror like, damn, I'm burnt. And he came up to me and said, hey, good job, and slapped my ass,
Yeah.
which surprised me and put me 1 second while I orientate myself better.
You kind of start to like it, huh?
No, honestly,
I just want to see if I can get you to slip right there.
it's caught me off surprise. Like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, because in today's society, like, dude, that's a huge, like, our dads were smacking each other on the asses, you know? Like, that's a big, like, go get him, kid. But today, like, to just do that to somebody in public, like, people wouldn't like it.
I guess it just depends on
You
the.
shouldn't slap anyone in the butt.
That's true, but I guess it just depends on
But
the
also-
individuality of each person. Because there might be people who are comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And you won't even know it unless you ask. And
Yeah.
gosh dang it, give me one moment.
Well, it's like the, dude, you're doing your very best.
Yeah, we're
okay?
figuring it out.
There's it's like, you know, like that BDSM stuff, like that crazy, like, torture type of pleasure that people
Yeah.
do. It's always
Well,
the
don't
most
call it crazy. I mean, some of us like it.
okay.
Nice,
Crazy with a K.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, oh man, that shawty crazy. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's always the quiet guy who's into that stuff. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's
Yep.
always the quiet. It's never the dude that's boisterous and loud. It's always the dude that keeps to himself, that puts the dog mask on. And I respect that dude.
Oh yeah, well when you're quiet are observers. So if you're trying to feel out a situation, you're observing who you're trying to get a read for people. You don't talk as much. The people who are always talking and stuff, they
It's true.
yeah, I don't know what I'm saying.
No, I get you. I get you.
But
Can I ask your nationality? I know you're an American, but just your
My background?
Your background.
So I grew up pure Salvadorian, but my stepdad is Honduras, so I got some of that in me.
Central America.
Yes.
Okay. I am obsessed with Central America. I've never been. I just happen to like mangoes and Spanish women.
Nice.
So I want to go to Costa Rica. Do you often get confused as Mexican?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
I got to the point where I got used to it, and I hate that I got used to it. But if I correct them, here's like the things I hear. Oh, they're the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like at that point,
We got you. We got you. Oh.
I don't want
Right,
to tilt y'all
right.
over.
Hey, dude, that'd be great for content. If we went down,
oh yeah, dude.
that'd be good.
That'll be my biggest views
Oh yeah.
when that happens.
But other than that, I mean, I got used to it, and I would never forget this time where I was on mission, and a buddy of mine said, "Hey, my last name is Vasquez," and he said, "Where are you from?" I'm like, and I said American. He's like, "Fuck yeah," because I guess he was expecting a different answer, and
Huh.
That does fire me up. Straight up. When like you ask like an Asian person or a Hispanic person or Latin and they say American, it's like, damn right you are, man. Because that's we were the first, you know, diverse nation. Like everyone's welcome here. It doesn't feel like it sometimes, but it's the truth. And it's so cool. Like American's not white. America doesn't have red, white, and blue, baby. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue, baby. And you serve, so that's awesome. I just asked because I'm really into like Hispanic culture.
Oh, that's fine.
Just to get
Like a fetish?
no, I just love Hispanic women. Yeah, but
Now I'm actually curious. That is your fetish? Is that your fetish?
Dude, if a girl, I actually have a joke about women calling me Poppy in the bedroom. I don't like it, but I do. I like it, but I don't. But like, not a white girl.
Is it different? Is it different? Like,
If a white girl calls me Poppy, it's cultural appropriation. Yeah, it's different. What are you talking about? It's totally different. But so you're a married man? No. Does she know where you are right now?
actually, I don't have anybody right now.
I thought you said you did.
No.
You got your
Play in
heart
the field.
It was a tough relationship.
Okay.
Beginning of this year, I told myself this is gonna be the year where I have to break up. Like if I don't do it, I'm gonna torture myself. And I'm sure you guys are guys, so you know exactly what I mean when you're with someone.
You can't assume that. We are, but you know.
You're right.
Sometimes.
We're guys.
Wait, let me think. Yeah, I'm a guy.
Right now?
Right now.
You look like a guy.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Okay. Go on.
With the boys right now, I'm feeling guy.
With the squad?
Squad, baby. And it was just, we went through a lot. Neither of us were the good guys in this story. It's just, I was holding on to a dream of high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
So hard that I was willing to sacrifice my own emotional being to love her and torture myself to keep on loving her. But I could not. I cracked under the pressure. I feel like I just
cry right now. That was beautifully said. I went through a breakup recently as well. I know where you're at, brother. But you know what? See this water? Lots of fish in there, man. You gotta grab. You gotta ask though. Like the fish in here, you don't have to ask, but the fish out there, you gotta ask. Don't just grab them.
And you know, looking back, that you made the right decision,
Yes.
even though it was tough.
It is. It
You
was.
know that you didn't make the wrong decision.
Exactly.
You did what you had to do.
Look at you. You know where you're not right now? You're not at home, in bed, crying, sad. You're out in the river, baby.
Exactly.
You're collecting the rays, taking in all this vitamin D. That's how you. That's
Getting to meet both of y'all?
Dude, sometimes you gotta dwell on like the sadness of a breakup. People are so eager to move on from it, but what I've learned with like mental trauma is that it can only go away if you deal with it, you know? That shit will come back, man.
Yeah.
That'll come back for sure.
But that's when you come back. That's when getting out of it, you appreciate, like, all right, you recognize the happiness when it's there, if that makes sense. You gotta go through the sad to be happy that you're in the happiness.
Okay, so are you on like Tinder and Bumble now?
Nope.
How long ago was this again?
This was the beginning of the year. So around February,
Have
March.
you noticed a change in your life?
Yes. Oh, drastically, actually.
Like what?
Drastically. Oh.
No, we're cool. I got you, baby.
Drastically, actually. I'm so sorry. For example, I became extremely more open and communicative with my emotions.
I've talked to you. I know so much about you in 5 minutes.
Exactly.
So I believe that.
And I like to meet everybody new. I'm not scared to admit, and I'm just not scared to bring my emotions and just tell the truth anymore. Like, it feels relieving just to talk to great people and trying out new things and, I guess, appreciate life more often.
Yeah.
Amen, brother. Amen.
That's what life's all
and when
about.
you do that stuff, the women will come, you know? When you focus on yourself, be healthy, people are attracted to happy energy, you know? And when you're just, I have so many, and I was also in the military. I was in the Navy. That's not the response I thought I was going to get from a soldier. But oh, wow, all right.
Thank you for your service, both of you
I'm ready
guys.
to go to Afghanistan right now after that. But I think in the service, I saw a lot of guys, man, that every night when they were going out, were like, dude, we're going to get laid tonight. Like that was, and then when that is your only focus, dude, guess what never happens? You never get laid. And like, it just causes so much discontent and stuff like that. But dude, when that's not a priority and it just starts to happen, it feels more like a reward instead of like a mission. Just better off, man. That's how you find a good girl.
I agree.
Or a good guy, or whatever you're looking for.
It takes time, though. It's tough to stick it out and, to search in the right places.
How long you been with your lady?
6.5 years.
Oh,
Okay,
congrats,
she's not going to
man.
like that hesitation there, but that's all right.
Well, dude, I mean, time starts to,
Blend.
especially during maybe COVID, or maybe it's just getting out of college and school and stuff, where you're just like, what day is it? What year is it? Sometimes I forget it's 2021.
Yeah, me too.
And I forget what month it is, and there's calculations and stuff. But yeah, 6.5 years, and
She's from home?
yeah, she's from home, and she's awesome, and I feel very lucky in a way to found someone that, and it's not even that, because half of it is like the right person at the beginning, but lately I've been thinking about so much about how much we've like grown together by being together and growing into the right people for each other. Like,
It's beautiful.
some of the, I think right now is like the most I've ever loved her. And it's a different kind of love too, because when you first start dating someone, it's like
butterfly.
Yeah. But then, so
I'm happy for you, man. I hope you guys have a long, beautiful life together.
You have great vibes.
Thank you.
Was there any part of you that's like, oh, this was your high school sweetheart, you got to dump her and get on a stand-up paddleboard like me and start living life?
Yeah, are you on shrooms right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
I used to be on them.
Okay.
Good times, though. Good
All right.
times.
Yeah.
I saw
Before or after?
Before.
Oh.
Before. I'm still serving, so I can't right now.
Oh, okay.
So
on the
Good
record.
answer. Good answer.
Yeah. I liked it. I like to say they're a trip. They're a trip. It was. I saw some crazy shit. Man, even now, I think back, I'm like, shit. Is this even real? Like, it's just my fault.
It was real.
It's my fault. What did you guys see? I'm assuming y'all used shrooms before.
No, sir.
I used the shrooms one time.
And what was your experience?
It was good for a window. For a window, it was like maybe the happiest. I don't know about happiest, but like most beautiful stuff I've seen, like at that peak. And I was on the beach, and I heard the most beautiful music of my life. And I wish I could have it.
Reggaeton?
No, it was like angel choirs.
Whoa.
And like
I love
super
it when
loud.
I don't know if you guys. I love it when older women sing together.
Whoa, dude.
Like that harmony. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that'll get you going.
Like, there's a, in that Rolling Stones song, you can't always get what you want. In the beginning, there's like those ladies singing together. I imagine them to be like motherly figures.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Nourishment.
It turns you
That's what
back
we're all
into like a
looking
baby.
for.
You're
Yeah.
like in the cradle, and these old ladies singing to you.
Do you think you subconsciously, when you're looking for the right mate, do you subconsciously look for someone who has traits that your mom has?
Oh yeah, that's what they say, right?
Assuming you have a good relationship with your mother.
You know, I never even noticed that or thought of that before.
That just changed your life a little bit.
Are you saying like I need to look someone for that, or like
I think subconsciously
they have traits?
They have traits like you.
That was the first woman you loved. That's who raised you.
That's right.
Do you think it's more blood or it's more experience?
I think it's like if you have a good mom, you know, you I think naturally think like, well, I want a woman like this to raise my kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, and I hate to say this right after talking about mothers, but like, it's like the same reason why guys are attracted to big breasts and hips, because it's like naturally best for breeding. You know, so
I would even be curious to know if it's what you look for, even if it is a negative experience, just because maybe it's just what you know or what you're used to. Like sometimes, like how it can be carried on for people to like hit their kids because they were hit growing up and they don't, you know, like sometimes, or if they're.
That's why I got a dog, dude. They can't tell people you're hitting them.
But like abuse gets passed down because it's just what you're used to and what you think, even if it's negative and you know, like I hate this, it's just what you're around. So even if your mom, you hate it, or maybe you still look for that.
People grow comfortable with the chaos.
Yeah, or like yeah, people who are abused who get into abusive relationships.
Damn, that's some really shit I've ever heard out there.
But
That's what we do.
But
Eagle Public Radio.
yeah, but you are attracted to Hispanic women. Is your mom a Hispanic woman?
She's not.
Uh-oh.
You knew that. No,
I don't know. You could have been adopted.
I could have been. That would have been crazy if I got
Is this me
adopted by-
shitting on your mom now?
No.
I feel bad for asking the
No,
question.
no, not at all. Not at all. But if I was adopted by if I was in a Hispanic family, that'd be crazy. Imagine if I developed like an accent. No, I don't know, man. I think I just too much failure with white women.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Really?
Attraction.
I mean, I'm single
Yeah.
and I've dated white women.
Question: isn't white women most of the majorities you've dated?
I have had. No, I dated a Mexican girl.
And how was your experience with that?
She was. I mean, we broke up. You know. And I basically, dude, I heard the word gringo. I'd never heard so much in one day. They just kept calling me gringo. And that's what I was, dude. I was the token gringo. I was there to make all the uncles laugh. I was just calling me the only white dude there.
Did I ever bug you though? Just like calling you gringo like that?
No. What? No.
I don't know. I feel like so.
Think of a word that would offend a white guy, and say it. Because I can tell you they don't exist.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one. There's one. Racist. White people do not like being called racist.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Good point. I guess I don't know. I guess I always saw that as like, what's the point? In my eyes, words like that never make sense to me.
do you get slurs? Do you get slurred at?
Like what do you mean?
Like, does anyone ever call you any like keener or something?
I grew up not even knowing any racist words. I remember the first instance of, I shit you not, the first time I ever heard about racism was when I was in the 4th grade, and only because it was going through school, and I talked to my school teacher who was black, and she was super kind, but she pulled me out on the side, like asked me, where's your homework? And I said, oh, it's at my house. And she asked me, where is your house? And as a kid back then, so I don't know where the heck the address was, so I was describing the area, and I said, there's a church right in front of my house where a lot of black people go to. And I said that so innocently, and I still say it's innocent, but she started laughing, and she called me another teacher saying, look what this boy said. And I said, what? I just said there's a church right in front of my house like a lot of black people do. And it's true. A lot of black people go there. I didn't see no problem with that. And then they started making fun of me. The teacher made fun of me. I went back inside, and I told my classmates about it, and they're like, wait, what did you say? And I told them exactly what I said, and one of the students asked me, are you racist? And I shit you not, I've never heard that word before. I was like, what is that? And they're like, you don't know what racist is? And I'm like, no. And they're like, are you? And I'm like, am I? I don't know what the fuck that is. And only like in the 6th grade I found out what the fuck that is. And I just thought to myself, bro, what the fuck? I forgot my point of that story.
I know, it was a great story.
Thank you.
It was a great story.
Thank you. Oh, but I guess racist words just never make sense to me. Like, what's the point? I say the only time it's good to use it is for jokes.
Okay.
But to keep on calling someone like that, I don't know. I feel like in that case of yours, it would have been nice to call your name instead of just call gringo. And I'm just saying, I guess I'm feeling more...
Very compassionate you are.
Thank you.
A lot of empathy out of you.
Thank you.
I'm okay with gringo.
I think it depends on the situation, and if you feel like it comes from a place of love or hate, right? Like, obviously these people liked you, right?
It was intent. I was welcomed to the household.
Right. Yeah. So it honestly,
La casa.
in a way, I think it can make things feel a little better sometimes if you're like, at least I'm being like, this feels, we're both aware. I'm the
real
only
race,
white dude here.
Real race. I mean, you're not even gonna know.
Yeah.
They're not gonna let you around.
Right.
So.
And it can also come from how much you've been exposed to that throughout your life.
Right.
Like, if you've always been the only black guy in a room of white people, and it's always like, since you were a little boy, you felt like the odd one out and you've been made fun of, and that's how you were raised, it can probably be harder to deal with than if you were never really exposed to that, and then as an adult they're talking about you're the white guy. It's like, yeah, this isn't my whole life, you know? So I think it can feel different in that sense. I wonder if, as a white person, if I grew up in a country or area where I was the minority, how my view on these things would be different, or if I could feel like
it definitely would be
shitty.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You don't have to be nice. You just
say something mean about us.
Yeah, I want one insult for both of us.
I wish you guys had some fucking water.
Okay.
Dude, you want to waterfall it, or you can sip from a different.
I'm sorry, I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm planning to see her soon, and she's still on her treatment.
Maybe you should splash some water just to get some moisture in your mouth. Just kind of
put some in your mouth. Spit it out. Just spit it out. Don't swallow it.
But we're kind of running on E here. I realized my mics, like a lot of this, I don't know if they overheated or what, but they seem to. It's going to be what can I salvage from this. So
all right.
I don't know. I had a great time talking with you guys, so I hope not too much of it went out. This was really special.
Can I say one more thing before we close?
Yeah. I'm running on one.
And get this. And get
yes,
this.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ah, school!
Dude, that was the one thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm.
Oh well, there have to be an episode 2 now.
Damn. That was the one thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Well,
was Scoo.
Next time.
All right, we're gonna have to tease that. But
all right. By all means, get that part in the podcast. That's all I want.
Yeah. I'll get that on there. Yeah, because I wanted to talk about you. Were you one of the founders of Scoo Crew?
We could talk about. Well, there was. Because we were part of the big push. So the way it happened is my group of friends. One of our buddies, Dylan Hatfield, his brother and his friends made up a word Scoo, and it was nothing. It went nowhere. Dylan brought it to our group of my friends, and like our senior year, we kind of blew it up. Like we were saying Scoo, nobody knew what it was, nobody knew anything, and it was just Scoo. It was just our word, our way of living. We were labeled the Scoo Rats.
Yeah,
it was kind of who we were, and then. I find out, dude, like this girl that I'm friends with, her little brother just graduated from high school, Valencia, last year. And she said she went to the graduation. And there's all these posters that say Scoo and all this. It's crazy because it was just me and my friends. And like then it became Valencia-wide. And now like 10 years, 12 years later, people are saying it. They don't even know what the word means, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, he knew what it was. Nico knows what it is.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah. Bro, everything I just said, like, there's nothing really to it. It's just a word and...
Hey, man, that's Scoo right there.
Nah, you wouldn't do that. You'd be like, hey, you want to go Scoo? It's more of a verb. It's more of a verb.
Yeah, Scoo!
Ah, yeah! Yeah, so...
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I had a run-in, I think, with some of your Scoo Crew. It could have even been you. I remember...
On the Paseos?
No, but that could have been one of my friends or something. But I remember, we embraced Scoo, and I was one of the people in my grade who was yelling Scoo and stuff, and it was...
That's crazy.
It wasn't everyone, but I think because of my brother, his friends, and you were right ahead of him, it kind of... Certain type of people were embracing Scoo, right?
That's crazy, man.
But I remember that me and my friends, we in high school, we'd make like T-shirts and stuff, and that was kind of our thing. We were selling T-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff.
Dude, sounds like I'm owed some royalties here.
This is where I'm getting at. Not with Scoo. We had our own clothing brand. Mine was called Wild Team, right? And me and my friends would make shirts and stuff. We made a sweatshirt that had the word Scoo on it, and I think some people from your grade area,
I remember this.
They were pissed off at us for doing that.
As a councilman, I was informed. However, I was overseas fighting for your freedom, so I didn't have the time to deal with this issue.
Okay.
But now that we're here,
yeah,
don't sell those. Don't sell those.
Yeah, it made me feel really shitty and like.
No, you're fine, dude.
Yeah.
No one actually.
No, this is a long time ago, but it was like on Twitter and stuff. People like, what the fuck is this? This goes against the whole culture of Scoo and stuff.
No press
and
is bad press, baby.
Yeah.
No press
yeah,
is
I guess
bad
so.
press. If you're not getting the people fired up, dude. If you're not ruffling some feathers, what are you doing?
Yeah, but I remember it just felt shitty to be on the wrong side of the original Skooers, and I was like,
It'll happen, man. It'll happen.
But it's
how'd you know that
fuck
I was?
Those guys.
How'd you know I was one of the originals?
I think I looked through
whispers of my name still echo through those hallways.
No, I think I talked to my brother when I had first met you and whatever, and he was like telling me who were your friends and stuff, and and then I looked through your Instagram and I saw some of the people you hang out with, and I was like, oh yeah, this is the Scoo Crew. Yeah, this is the Scoo Rats.
Dude, your brother had a good squad, man. Shouts to Rooster and Moose, dude.
Dude, I'm jealous of him in a way because he has still a tight group from high school of 11 or 14 of them that that's rare to find a group that sticks around like that.
Christian, Honecker's in there, dude. I know those guys.
Are you still tight with your people from high school?
Yeah.
Some of them?
Yeah, a lot of them. When I was living in Arizona, a lot of them lived there in Flagstaff. So yeah, I still have a really tight knit group. Dude, turtle. Get the turtle. You see the turtle? That's a good way to end it.
Yeah, I also did volleyball my freshman year, and there was a lot of Scoo Rats
we went
on
to
volleyball.
the Scoo Rats. We went to all the volleyball games.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the Scoo Rats were on the volleyball team.
Right. So that's who I associate it with more. And I think that's also not just my brother, but being a freshman in volleyball and having those, they were saying Scoo nonstop at volleyball practice. And,
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
Part of the culture.
All right.
All
One
right.
Scoo to end it.
Can you say it one more time? How do you do it properly?
It's no. CSCOO. And just scream it.